Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
Beautiful Monday morning to you from wherever you're listening across the world. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM, and you know what time it is. Every 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays. Conversation with Dayo and Tola. Who am I? I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I'm Tola Teriba. Good morning.
This is a radio network program which means you're live on Oluyole 98.5 FM and our sister stations to it Agility 92.1 FM, Okyogun 96.3 FM, and of course also part of that network, our wonderful, beautiful, ever interactive online audience on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Radio Garden, Mixler, wherever you are listening from. We appreciate you, and we say a very beautiful morning to you wherever you are. We're streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com/Oluyole98.5 FM. Also on Twitter, we are live at Oluyole FM. Those two platforms, we are streaming audio-visually live, so you can watch and listen on those two platforms as we speak. Go ahead, drop your comments on Facebook, drop it on Twitter, but when you're tweeting, make sure you're using #conversation. Singular, not plural. Conversation. Somebody said I've been using conversations. I said sorry. Twitter is selective. They won't put conversation where there's conversations. So conversation, #conversation. We'll pick it up and we'll read out your tweets to the world to listen. From wherever you're joining us, thank you once again. It's a beautiful Monday morning, the very first working day. All right. So thank you for joining us. It's the 28th day. July has gone now. 20, sir. 20th day of the 7th month of the year 2020. This is one program where we give you news analysis, newspaper review, and of course you get to contribute to the show in due course. So we go straight to the papers. I have a copy of the Punch newspaper.
And I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Oluyole, pleased to take over case, may charge suspect with manslaughter. And the rider ex-classmate faces 7 years imprisonment if convicted. Slate pilot completed promotion exams recently. Oh God.
Also, banner headline of the Nigerian Tribune: Air Force reveals last 6 hours of Oloyole's life. She suffered head injuries, it says. Now, driver named handed over to police. Page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune.
So painful, yeah. So painful, so painful. Yeah, so rest in peace.
Big amen to them.
Intrigues, last-minute alignment as 11 aspirants contest Ondo APC governorship ticket. And as a rider, aspirants, factions disagree over indirect primary. Focus on party's victory, Southwest APC. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
Now, this trust has 3,000 delegates pick Ondo APC governorship candidates. Anger over the delegates list. Primarily is holding Akure police bar politicians with security escorts from voting venue. That's on page 23. That's the big day. The big day ahead of the big day.
He holds the delegate list has already won the election. That's the kind of primaries. That's it. Whoever controls that list and decides who enters, that's the winner. AMCON develops strategies to recover 5 trillion naira debt. 5 trillion naira is in the hands of some people. 5 trillion. I know I'm not among, and I'm sure Tola is not among those people.
Well, we can guess who those people are.
All right.
Or we can guess what category, what class
exactly.
of Nigerians.
My concern is actually about that class. All right. Details of that story on page 35 of the Punch newspaper.
FAAC shares 651.4 billion naira to federal government states. Page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. Still talking money matters this morning.
That's about 200 or 300 billionaire short. Well, still not bad. At least we get something to share.
Oh,
We are grateful. At least something's coming in.
keep hope alive.
So, I just hope some states will not start doing, revert to Alfusa and the likes. I know it's gradually is dropping. It's not instant, but you can see what the FARC is trying to do there. They are making it gradual and all that. But we are grateful that at least something is still coming.
It's coming in.
We are grateful. 2020 UTME admission begins August 21, says Jump. This and that, as we say, you should close school to 2021. All right.
ASU cannot stop admissions. Only you get admitted, and then
you stay at home.
You don't get to attend classes.
All right. Okay.
Well, Serap writes Buhari seeks presidential panel to probe alleged corruption in NDDC. The panel has his hands full already. But then, is it that Serap and other Nigerians are putting more trust in this presidential panel from unfolding events in recent times?
I keep telling people that panel is not a court. That's the truth.
That's exactly why I raised that question.
They can't indict or prosecute. They will only make recommendations after the whole process.
Well, they seem very much to be playing the roles of a court at the moment.
Because there's a retired justice in charge. All right. We'll see. I'm pretty sure the lawyer is waiting so that when they finish and whatever they are proclaimed, they now proceed to court proper. Because I hope they are doing the right thing.
Whereas the Yorubas will still say,
that's it now. If you like, sit for 200 days, and I need to say this, we are not in any way, supporting Maguire. He should be tried. Try him the right
properly
way, that's to show that you are interested in it, not that you are still trying to use one hand to cover him, one hand to sue the guy to court now. You say you have evidence. Moreover, the Attorney General is one way involved. You are the chief prosecutor now. Go ahead, prosecute him.
And there's nothing wrong with the agency once headed now investigating him. The fact that Magu is no longer the head doesn't mean that he will still have his fingers within the agency. After all,
he has even been suspended anyway.
And the directors that were believed to have connived with him to commit whatever crimes have also been suspended. So why not leave that agency to actually do the job?
All right, so we'll see. Ogun replaces striking isolation center doctors with volunteers. Page 42 of the Punch newspaper. Doctors with volunteers. I hope the volunteers are also doctors.
And what about the protection of the volunteers? One of the major issues that the doctors raised was that they were not protected.
Exactly.
So are the volunteers willing to work without protection?
And the governor said they are politicians or something. You remember his comment then? I hope these volunteers are also registered doctors, professionals. Don't go and ask the prescribed medicine.
How do you place ego above the needful? I mean, that's just mere ego and muscle flexing on the part of the governor.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes.
All right, kidnappers abduct policewoman, a daughter, 4 others in Kaduna, and we have this one. Army bandits in bloody clash in Katsina, 16 soldiers killed, 30 injured, says residents, and 1 officer, 2 soldiers killed, 30 injured. That's coming from the army.
When I saw that they kidnapped policewoman and children, so who is safe now?
A long time now.
I know. I'm just saying. And then look at where it happened. Okay, it's all right. It's okay.
Nigeria will be fine.
We'll be fine. We are hardy. That's one thing I've discovered. Never say die. Foreign Affairs Minister Onyema tests positive for COVID-19. That's on page 14 of the Punch newspaper.
Yet another top Nigerian testing positive for COVID-19. And when he asked Nigerians to pray for him, and says he has gone into isolation and commenced that treatment, and says he hopes to recover soon. We wish him speedy recovery anyway. I think, I believe he is one of the ministers that I think is doing a good job for this country.
At this moment, getting people back, interacting with other nations is really, really a very important minister at this moment.
Oluyole arrives Edo for campaign, says, I'm ready to bring state back to APC. Aspect 24.
All the very best to Oshobaba.
Oluyole beating the drums there.
All the best.
And I think he has buried his whatever grievances he still has.
We too.
With the presidency, for instance.
Does he have a choice? Does he have a choice? He's out.
And we told those who saw him out of that office.
He doesn't have a choice. One way to prove himself now is to win that state back. If he can, I mean, I hope he can. But he doesn't. He no longer has the, the instruments of office of being the chairman. And he's just Oluyole.
So even if the APC wins, would it be Oluyole taking the accolades?
He can decide to. He may decide to, but the instruments of office are, no longer there. Except he has a solid structure. A base there that he can fall back on. I hope he does. That might just be.
I think that's why he's beating his drums at this stage. That if we win, look, it's about me. It's because I still offered my support, and I should be acknowledged. I should be appreciated.
All right.
If the party wins.
In that wise, Comrade Adams Oluyole, you are noted. You are cited. As he's beating his drum. Ondo woman conspires with lover to kill ex-boyfriend. Page 5 of the Punch newspaper. And for those who love such stories, it's there.
All right, suspected bandits arrested. Arms recovered in Kogi. We're talking about the banditry again.
Tola, you remember that car that our legislators bought? The cars they bought.
Okay, that generated so much controversy, national outrage.
It's like the C has found his way into the whole business. So Mr. Corruption found his way into the whole thing.
Okay, you should expect that Dio now. National
Assembly vehicles. Contractors petition Buhari. Demand 875 million naira. Threaten suit. Page 8, Punch newspaper. What do we not see in this country? Hey, all right. If you are interested, page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
And still coming from the Nigerian Tribune, federal government to save $300 million from barite importation, says minister. That's coming from the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Mr. Olamilekan Adegbite.
I hope we have ramped up local production. Not just that.
Nigeria has a very vast and viable solid mineral sector.
I totally agree.
It has been left untapped through the years. Sometimes due to politics, sometimes due to internal conflict among the communities where these sites are located. And I think it's actually lack of political will. In Oyo State, for instance, Igbeti Marble, ever since I was a little boy, I've been hearing about Igbeti Marble, and then really not much has been done to tap this potential here in Oyo State. We do hear of the communities failing to agree, the federal government failing to come to terms with the state government over modalities to tap this resource. And even in the Ilesha, gold, and at the end of the day, these things are now tapped by illegal miners, by illegal exploiters who actually feed fat on the incompetence of the local communities, the state governments, and the federal government to actually key in on these resources.
Well, when you begin to have the different classes, categories of what state governments can do, you begin to have the lists, the concurrent lists. The federal government can only legislate on this. And you're telling state governments that you only have access to things on top of your land. That anything below is not yours. And we are running a federal government anyway. So that alone, when I pity state governors. For example, look at Osun State now. It took the federal government to launch a gold, mining, whatever, in Abuja. Whereas we know what's happening in Zamfara and Osun State, that these guys are battling with regularly in their states. I'm not sure they even carry those state governments along when they want to launch the mining, whatever, and not. Whereas these guys will go back to those states and then begin to mine. We'll do for commercial break. We'll go on the break. When we're back, more stories. The conversation continues. Don't go anywhere.
Ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú? Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà. Tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì, lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
So glad to know you're there. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM and it's conversation with Dayo and Tola. We take more stories.
And also about this one. Okay, you took this one already. FG may inherit unrecovered arms debts, says Cool. And the location of 35 truck parks in Apapa causing port congestion. And let me see if there are stories from the crime. Okay, this one says that Jokuta steel plant not obsolete, says Sole administrator. Is he sure about that?
You might have seen something that we are not seeing yet. Maybe, just maybe.
Not obsolete.
All right, it's Monday, so we'll take COVID-19 updates for today. Across the country, total confirmed cases in Nigeria stands at 36,663. Total discharged 15,105. Deaths 789. Breakdown by states, Lagos still leads the pack with 13,438. The FCT with 3,027. Kano 1,400. Osun 351, Oyo 2,167, Edo 1,989, Ogun 1,174, Kwara 535, Katsina 710, Bauchi 529, Kaduna 1,156, Akwa Ibom 162, Delta 1,423, Ekiti 85, Ondo 925, Enugu 675, Rivers 1,529, Niger 151, Benue 260, Anambra 118, Borno 599, Jigawa 322, Plateau 648, Bayelsa 322, KB 88, Zamfara 77, Yobe 64, Abia 479, Gombe 546, Sokoto 153, Adamawa 115, Taraba 30, Ebonyi 655, Imo 452, Nasarawa 276, Kogi 5, Cross River 13. Across the globe, total confirmed cases is currently 14,619,131. Death toll across the globe 608,317. COVID-19 update for today.
The virus is not letting up at all. But
good news is that in some major states, especially the epicenter of the epicenter, and I'm talking of the US, not China. Now, New York is gradually going down on the curve, and I'm glad for the governor Cuomo and me. These guys are working around the clock. If there's one state I'm so happy for, because if you know the amount of debts they've had to manage and all that. I saw their graph early this morning. I was just watching and I'm like, wow, you guys did it. You did it.
I know one thing the world is talking about regarding the United States and this coronavirus is how the management of this whole scenario would rub off on President Trump's re-election?
He has not done well. My opinion, of which, I mean, he says some things and then, well, thank God for the governors who decided to take up responsibility by themselves. For example, the New York governor and some other governors in some states who decided to, no, we'll take responsibility. Even when Mr. President, imagine the president says he's coming to do rally in your state, and then it becomes a face-off and all that. So, well, thank God for some people who decided to stand their ground and make the right decisions. They didn't live in denial like some people in our country saying nothing will happen. They know something is happening and they took responsibility. If there are lessons to learn, I think it's about taking responsibility and deciding to take the bulls by the horn, irrespective of what somebody is saying somewhere. COVID-19 is real. You don't joke with it.
I think Mr. Trump is too impulsive as a leader. He on many occasions, you see him acting on impulse, like angrily pulling out of the WHO, for instance.
I can just imagine.
I'm not saying the WHO has done well, actually, but
pulling out, seriously.
You don't cut your nose to spite.
The US hosts a good chunk of, a large chunk of the meetings, they pay more, and they benefit more too. We know distance.
So cutting off the head is not the solution.
At all. It was very important. We wanted to show that yes, we can do without you, and well, we hope thank God, they run a very good federal systems. Governors are taking over and making things happen. The smart ones, the Trumpers amongst them are following suit. And I hope some are about to eventually close down again after forcefully opening. Well, wish them all the very best. Time check 6:51 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. We'll take some more stories. Can we go to sports? You have some economic stories there.
Well, we have this one. Falana is in the news again. He's saying he will get a justice for families of 30 Nigerians killed by law enforcers during lockdown. And we have this on Nigeria's judiciary not corrupt, says senior advocate.
Talking education again, while we are fighting over WAEC, you can see, well, I won't put this in front of the camera, so we won't be advertising for them. See a school advertising how their students performed. Guess in which exam? Cambridge. No, just to tell you that some people will be fine. So it means they've even written and they passed themselves. I didn't even know. What do I know? So they took a center spread in the newspaper to advertise.
They have to blow their trumpet now.
And I'm not seeing faces of Ghanaians here. These are not Beninois. They are Nigerians. While our own people are sitting down.
And if at all the Adabadabu's children are in this country, these are the schools you would find.
They didn't say best in WAEC. See, well, I don't know. What wanted to come out of my mouth was not too good, so it's better I keep my mouth shut. Seriously, when you remember things like this, that they will be fine. The elites and their kids will be fine. They will. All right, reps to grill Akpabio, NDDCMD today over allegations. That's on page 42 of the Punch newspaper.
And coming from the world of sports this morning, Nadal named most dominant player in 21st century. FA Cup, Chelsea rout United, book final date against Arsenal.
I know anti-Man U people are already smiling now.
Where does Aruna belong? Remind me.
He's a United fan.
Well.
You must call today, Aruna. Don't. You must call.
I'm sure his sleep will be quite different.
Yeah, it happens. Usman gets 6-month medical ban. Is there? Okay, sports page of the Punch newspaper. Sport dents Leicester's Champions League hopes. And we have La Liga, Omerwe Awazim relegated with Leganes. Egbo makes history, wins Albania League with Tirana. All that on page 43 of the Punch newspaper. It's first page right there.
I experienced that real worst of my career, says Azad, and Djokovic back after COVID-19 scare.
All right, I think that's about that. Igalus United 9th highest earner. Wow. Okay, that sounds nice. Somebody saying here, Etim is saying Igalo should consider Eagles' return. And of course, it's also a Chelsea Trash United to reach FA Cup final. Eagles Euro roundup is its goal number 13. And finally, Adesanya Coastal UFC title clash for September 19th. That's about that on the sports page of the Punch newspaper. 6:54 a.m. Target is 7:30 a.m. We'll go to major stories now. But while we do that, today is the 20th day, the 7th month. For some people, I mean, majorly, the UN recognized day. Today is World Chess Day. That game.
Oh,
you know.
chess.
Yeah. Today is World Chess Day. For those who play the game, very nice game, intelligent game.
Yeah.
It took me a while to learn it, but after I learned it, I discovered this is a game that will help you in thinking, in planning, in strategizing. You know, do you know that about 70% of the adult population in the US, UK, Germany, Russia, and India has played chess at some point in their lives? 605 million adults play chess regularly. Mathematically, there are more possible games of chess than there are atoms in the observable universe. And it is possible to checkmate an opponent in chess in 2 moves. Just 2 moves, if you know how to do it. All right. So the theme for this year's World Chess Day is Chess for Recovering Better. What a game, you know. Sometimes I just play with the computer and I change the whatever to see how smart I think I am. Yeah. So today is World Chess Day, and it's also World Jump Day. Jumping. We are jumping. Today is World Jump Day too, 20th of July. Very interesting days right there, if you ask me. All right, so we'll go straight to major stories.
All right. Air Force reveals last 6 hours of Arotile's life. She suffered head injuries, it says. A driver named and handed over to police. Now details of the last 6 hours of the late first female combat helicopter pilot Tolulope Arotile have been released by the Nigeria Air Force. The details were contained in a preliminary investigation report released by NAF's Director of Public Relations and Information, Ibikule Daramala, on Sunday. Circumstances leading to Arotile's death confirmed at the 461 NF hospital at about 4:45 p.m. began when she received a phone call from her colleague, Flying Officer Perry Karimo, at about 10:55 a.m., who requested that she comes to the NF base for them to work out modalities for their return to Enugu. Now, fast forwarding, as contained in the findings, Arotile schoolmates who live outside NF base Kaduna were said to be on their way to visit the wife of a squadron leader who lives at a cargo quarters on the base when they recognized their schoolmate Arotile after passing her. Now, after passing Arotile, the driver of the vehicle, Adejo, was said to have reversed the vehicle to quickly meet up with her, the deceased, who was walking in the opposite direction, and knocking her down with significant force, and causing her to hit her head on the pavement. Subsequently, the vehicle was said to have run over Arotile's body as it veered off the road beyond the curb and onto the pavement, causing her further injuries. Air Force reveals the last 6 hours of Arotile's life.
Wow.
Well, individuals and groups have actually played up the foul play theory in the case of Arotile's death. But honestly, personal view here, I do not wish to believe it was a case of deliberate murder. I think it was just a case of some overexcited and exuberant youths who were just too pleased to see their former school colleague after possibly a long period. And in the process of wanting to catch up on old times, the very tragic happened. And now, Tola herself, if this unfortunate incident hadn't happened, would probably have been very pleased to see them as well. Now, I think the real issue to look at here is why someone without a valid driver's license. Investigations revealed that Adejo, the driver of that vehicle, was without a valid driver's license.
Was he a learner?
Well, he was at the wheels of that vehicle, and why should he be at the wheels of that vehicle in the first place? Should be one of the things we should be looking at. And this happened I hear this happens a lot in our country. Now, from the story, he probably wasn't even a very good driver. From the circumstances from the story we read, it probably was a very good driver and he didn't even have a valid license. Now, if indeed it was foul play, Dio, if we are to go by the circumstances of this story, well, and if it were to be a hit and run conspiracy, the occupants of that vehicle would not wait to be caught, and they wouldn't send 3 people. And whoever the perpetrators were, whoever the sponsors were, I don't think they would send 3 people, just one person. There were 3 occupants in that car.
Well, a lot of things can be arranged. Yeah, a lot of things can be. Don't forget, he was called to come to that location. You know, so if you sit down and look at the whole scenario, yes, it looks unconnected, but you notice they actually kept some of those information earlier.
It was a different the phone call.
That was what brought her out from wherever she was to that location.
It was to a different location. The phone call, she had left that location and
she was walking away and all that. So these guys came in to see someone else, and on their way out saw her and reversed. I'm still trying to know how that. On a base, there are speed bumps almost everywhere. You cannot run. And more or less, talking of a reverse, well, my opinion, I still believe there's a lot to know about all this.
There is need for investigation.
It will surprise you, Tola, that a school of thought believes that those guys might just be the 4 guys. I mean, I read that and I'm like, okay. Well, the Nigerian Air Force has decided to hand over to the police. So we'll wait for the police to do their job. Would not want to preempt anything here, but it's a very painful death. That was very, very avoidable. We could have avoided this. That the car went off the curb, ran over her. Really? How did that happen? How? I'm still trying to understand how all this happened so fast. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the Nigerian police force decides to handle it. Let's not preempt them. Let's see how they manage the whole situation. Okay, so we'll go to AMCON and their style for because the major story, the Arotile story is also here on page 2, but let's not overflog it. Let us gentle soldiers rest in peace. AMCON developed strategies to recover 5 trillion naira debt. That's on page 35 of the Punch newspaper. I know some people are wondering, 5 trillion far. How much is our budget, Seth? And some people in this country, well, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, Mr. Ahmed Kuru, has said the corporation has developed a new receiver framework for its recovery agents. As part of the corporation's efforts to recover the outstanding 5 trillion naira debt, he said it also disengaged some of its receivers for non-performance. Kuru said this in a statement on Sunday titled 5 trillion naira recovery possible if AMCON unleash full powers, legal experts. The statement said he spoke at the first seminar for AMCON receivers managers in general, receivers and receiver managers in general enforcement in Abuja. Kuru, who was represented by the group head resolution strategy AMCON, Mr. Aliu Kalgo, said, quote, "We reiterate, our receivers are very key to the success of AMCON. In order to streamline the functions of our receivers and make them more effective and accountable, we have developed a new receivership framework which will henceforth govern a relationship in terms of management of the assets and accountability. We have had costs to disengage some of our receiver managers due to non-performance. We did that because assets are being abandoned without cause or plan to come out of the debt." Wow. And at times, receiver managers are confused about their responsibility. They are not confused. Money can confuse people sometimes. AMCON developed strategies to recover 5 trillion naira debts.
Mr. Kuru also says something there. He says, he said, Mr. Ahmed Kuru at the weekend retweeted that if at sunset, I don't know what it means by sunset, AMCON is unable to recover its outstanding debt of over 5 trillion naira, the debt burden would automatically become the debt of the federal government of Nigeria. And this, he added, means that taxpayers' money will be used to settle debts owed by a few Nigerians in the long run. And Kuru also said that Well, he said the public will be made to pay for the recklessness of only a few individuals
Can you imagine?
who have continued to take advantage
Should
of the
that
loopholes in our laws to escape their moral and legal obligations to repay their debts.
Should the public be made to pay?
How do you tackle the big boys, Dayo?
That's the problem, because they are the ones with their friends in their house. They are major places. They are friends of the governors, former ministers.
Look, the AMCOM boss has indirectly told us what will happen, what is going to happen at the end of the day, what is going to happen by sunset.
Well,
I think he has it directly or discreetly told us the home truth.
Well, I hope these guys are not above the law. I just hope so.
you know the answer to that, Dayo. They actually are above
all right.
the law.
And so we will now be made to pay, because you already there now. The common man is made to pay for all of this. Well, we'll take more stories before we open the phone lines.
Talking national security now. 16 soldiers feared killed in Katsina as bandits ambushed troops. 16 soldiers were feared killed, while about 30 were injured when they were ambushed by bandits around Shinfida in Jibia local government area of Katsina State. Residents of the area revealed that bandits loyal to a wanted bandits leader known as Dangote ambushed and killed the soldiers while on patrol in the area. Sources claim that the wounded soldiers were brought to the Federal Medical Center in Katsina at about 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, while the dead were brought to the hospital mortuary at about 8:30 p.m. Same day. However, in a press statement signed and made available to newsmen in Katsina, the acting director of Defense Media Operations (DMO), Brigadier General Bernard Onyoko, said one brave officer and 2 soldiers were killed, while 30 soldiers were wounded. Well, that's the account coming from the army.
It's a serious matter. Serious matter. Soldiers being ambushed. All right.
The residents say 16 soldiers were killed and 30 injured, while the army puts the figures at 1 officer, 2 soldiers killed.
Those reports do we believe?
Well, now whatever the real facts may be, what I find truly worrisome in all this is the fact that the Nigerian army is being the Nigerian military is being increasingly stretched thin by these internal security challenges. In fact, I think overstretched is the word. And what the call of recent news of about 356 soldiers resigning and citing low morale as their reasons. Now, reasons which the army itself acknowledged anyway. Now, these are reasons the military would seem to be losing this lingering war against insurgency, terrorism, and banditry. Nigeria seems to be going more and more into a fertile ground for these evil elements. Now, many of whom have been identified as marauders fleeing intense security pressures in other parts of the continent, mostly North and Sub-Saharan Africa. Now, I wonder if the current situation internally would Nigeria have the wherewithal to deal with any direct external aggression? In the case of banditry, now the emir of Nguzo at the weekend accused the local landlords of complicity by taking in confirmed criminal elements as tenants. These are things to look into, if you ask me, Dayo.
Well, I'm not always comfortable. In fact, and nobody should be comfortable with the deaths of people who are supposed to protect territorial integrity. And it appears these terrorists are sending a message to Aso Rock, deciding to attack Katsina. Maybe people don't know. For the first time in a long time, there was a bomb blast in Katsina over the weekend. For the very first time in a long time. Yes, attacks here and there, but before you hear Boa as in bomb blast.
I said it was some children playing with a grenade.
They were trying. So how did the grenade get there?
Get to the farm.
Something, it was planted now. It's a farm.
We are not at war. Why should the grenade be lying far?
Thank you. These guys are now they ambush again in the same Katsina. They are sending a message to Mr. President. They intentionally went to Katsina. There's a reason, and I think it's well. This is not a time to now just be having the regular meetings with the chiefs, security chiefs. Mr. President is meeting with them. After the meeting, they go back and. We should know that I'm not happy to say this. It's like we are losing this war.
One big question again: where are the lethal weapons coming from? The high-grade military weapons, where are they coming from? These sources should be investigated. I mean, if we can stop illegal goods from coming in, if we can stop illegal smuggled rice, granite oil from coming into this country, where are these weapons coming from? And several investigations and reports, security people have fingers on politicians.
Exactly. I was going there that the answer is actually out there. High-ranking, even government officials have been indicted in the importation of these goods. That's the truth. Sometimes directly through the seaports. They don't even go through, they will put it in and they will declare it as themselves and use their position to clear it. That is how some of these, illegal, whether small, medium or light weapons have been entering the country. It's so unfortunate, especially when elections are about. See, the number of weapons that enter this country ahead of 2019 elections is enough to fight a war. Containers were intercepted by the customs, and I keep telling people, I said that's the one they were able to see. How about the ones they didn't see? What if these ones that they saw were decoys?
Recall some trucks, some mystery trucks that were driven into the home of a prominent Niger Delta leader.
Thank you. And don't also forget that the Niger Delta gives them an opportunity to bring in a lot of things. There are creeks, enough places where they can, a ship will just be on the IC, they take boats there to go and bring in whatever. So these guys are heavily fortified, not because they want to help the country, but because somebody is funding it. And with all sense of responsibility and loyalty to this country, I think it's high time Mr. President looks within. I remember former President Goodluck Jonathan said that there are people in his cabinet, in his government, who are, involved in, helping these terrorists. I think it's high time Mr. President also owns up.
People who are untouchable.
It's obvious that there are some people who are close to him. There are people who are in this government who are, helping these guys. I mean, what is enough message? I mean, you've passed enough message. Going to Katsina to do this is a slap on Mr. President's face. Let's face it.
I believe just like in the Goodluck Jonathan era, Mr. President knows them, but they are untouchable.
Okay. All right. All right. Well.
We'll take a radical leader to actually.
It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that this is happening at a time like this. We'll open the phone lines. Join the discussion. Let's see. What's your opinion? All these stories. Ogun replaces striking isolation center doctors with volunteers.
That's important.
That's your opinion. What do you have to say? The phone line 08055009850 08055009850. Let's hear your comments. What do you feel? You might even have better information than us. Let's hear it. Someone is here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning,
sir.
How are you doing, sir?
We thank you.
Family, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Nice to have you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. I want to make mention of something, the Boko Haram and the banditry. It started in Nigeria. Look at the civilians and the politicians, our soldiers with law. Compared to this COVID-19, which one is more? That's number one. On the issue of the smuggling stuff, I had your analysis over there. And you people are right. The powerful, the so-called politicians and Nigerians are also, they are the ones behind all this. The God bless Nigeria. Have a nice week.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Shola from Kaka. The phone line is still open. 08055009850. Oh, someone else is here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. This is Sunday from Oluyole.
Oh, nice to have you, Mr. Sunday. Go ahead.
I want to make my own contribution on the issue of this banditry.
Okay.
But the first question that I want to ask is that, does Mr. President went together with the armies to fight the Boko Haram or how? I don't understand. Because when maybe one of their families are among of the militaries, are among of the soldiers fighting the terrorists, I don't think they will act like this. Because when we can vividly examine that of the pandemic now, when it included them, so they now found a strong solution to it. But due to the armies, you know that they are less concerned with their lives. The federal government is just playing with the militaries, and they are tomorrow. Now, when they took the Boko Haram or maybe the bandits, Now, Mr. President will now say that they have repented. So they have trained them. How could it be possible for someone that has already been killing many people, destroyed many lives, making some women as wives?
All right.
Now, they will later believe them that they have repented. What kind of repentance is that? Now, they cannot use those people to track the rest. Now, they are now a repentant Boko Haram. What kind of repentance is that? Now, you can see now, they are just killing our men. They are killing our soldiers. It is not good. Even, I would like even to advise my fellow Nigerian army for them, if when it's possible, for them to resign.
Oh,
so
really?
The federal government, the families, members, will be fighting the Boko Haram.
All right.
And let's see what will happen.
Mr. Sunday, thank you. Are you an ex-serviceman or you currently service? Because you said fellow Nigerian army.
It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand.
All right.
When they catch them, they will not relieve them. Why?
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sunday. We really appreciate your comment. We'll do for a commercial break. We'll go on the break now. When we're back, we'll take more calls. Don't go anywhere.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
So glad to know you're there. Still conversation with Dayo and Tola. We'll go back to the phone lines.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dayo from Iwo.
Okay, all the way from Iwo.
Yes, I want to talk about the striking doctors that were replaced in the system.
Okay.
I think this is high time that we know that. I mean, the medical line have their ethics. And to save lives, I don't think this is the social time for them to go on strike. So when they are doing this, I think it's a lesson to other doctors that they are fighting for their pockets. They are not saving lives this time. This is a sign that we should know that the social time is not the time to go on strike. So I don't blame the state government.
Okay, so that's the way you see it.
That's just my contribution.
Are you aware of what they are actually fighting for?
I'm not really aware of.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. She says she's not really aware. Okay, that's what's necessary because these guys are fighting for PPEs.
They are not protected, and quite a number of them have died.
It's about life.
Quite a number of them have died.
To surprise people that almost 20% of total infected people in Nigeria today are health workers.
And then we talk about fighting for their pockets. I think they deserve those allowances. Well, we are not supporting the strike option.
Our minister said those that are going to UK that they will not pay them 5,000 naira as an allowance. All right. Somebody's here.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes,
Mr. Joseph, go ahead.
Actually, I just get to the Oluyole FM.
We apologize for that. I'm sure the engineers are working on it.
I know. I even we had the signal is clear. Oluyole.
Oh, brilliant. 98.5. Oh, brilliant. Good.
What I want to contribute is that, as we talk about, you see, in this Nigerian army, surely there is some people that yes, there are some people among them because if you notice the way they are killing Nigerian soldiers, you know that people that are involved. Except the further, and again, they have mixed with people. Like a man that gives an example the other day, he was surprised. The soldiers they trained together. Surprisingly, is all among the people. And I think it is a below one without that. Except the only thing just in this country just continue paying the Almighty will develop. Many people conducted that for more or less. That's why because you don't know the difference. That's why we are facing. The only thing we need is just to continue paying.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph from Gomosho. Let me see if I can take some tweets. Okay, yeah, on Twitter, Bemiwo E Adisa at Bemiwo Ellis is saying, Bodadayo, you briefly mentioned that the Akinyele killer boy being paraded by the police did so with Amala and 500 naira. Yes. Oh, you watched us yesterday. Thank you. On TV. All right. He said on People's Parliament yesterday, thank you so much for making a day with us. He said, don't forget the boy hinted on being hypnotized too. He had to be hypnotized. Who will kill for 500 naira Amala? Hypnotism had to be part of it. Thank you so much, Mr. Bemiwo Adisa. We go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Chris calling from Ikone.
Nice to have you, Mr. Chris. Go ahead.
Thank you very, very much. On Akpabio and House of Reps, don't be surprised that he may not be appearing today. And if he eventually appears, don't be surprised that not give any evidence that will be relevant to the corruption question. Still on corruption in Nigeria, there is no much want to change the situation unless we change our attitude to wealth acquisition. Nigerian politics is too expensive. Let it be on part-time basis to reduce costs. Otherwise, this our part-time politics, this our habit of budget politics will remain in Nigeria. And finally, on the ambush and killing of Nigerian soldiers, the military should take itself and make sure that there are no saboteurs leaking information to our enemies. Are we also sure that our creeks and borders are no longer porous in this country for the entry of small arms? Again, we must be careful with the so-called latest Google. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chris. From Ikene. Facebook is loaded. All right. Nafisat Sulaiman saying, welcome, brothers. Okay, thank you. Adiola Sunday, also on Facebook, saying, good morning, Mr. D. Have a wonderful week. Thank you. Matthew Olaleru, right here on Facebook, saying, bass blows between Magu and Malami. You rub my back, I rub you. Okay. Love Kama is at all. I'm not sure I've had that one before. You rub my back, I rub you. As a robbery. We are watching the season film. Good morning. Yes, so from Milero. Kende Tiger Sami is here saying, good morning, guys. The NDDC issue is a preposterous impetuosity. Thank you. All right. Olawi Matthew Akintide. Good morning, Mr. DNT. Well done. Have a fulfilled week ahead. Okay. Thank you for the greetings. Let's see. Contributions here. Kristen Bolahon Adio say good morning, Mr. DNT. Nice conversation. Malami and Magu season film. A must to watch. Okay. This Nigeria, different stories every week. May God help us. Bolanle Areo saying Tolulope's story is very painful. Well, may our soul rest in peace. We go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
You're on.
Good morning. Hello, morning.
Morning, sir.
I'm Motambaje from Challenge.
Nice to have you, sir.
I used to have these people saying that if you want to dig a hole for your enemy, make you remember, say you might pass the place. This our president. Maybe he say will make the government of Jonathan to be ungovernable.
Ungovernable.
It's a so governable now by this Boko Haram and all this wahala of killing soldiers today and tomorrow. And just keep quiet, like say nothing is happening. The army is already polarized. There's no discipline. They are all, if they put them on the road, they collect money. It's money that everybody is after now. There's no discipline in the Indian forces again. Since they come into governance in Nigeria, all is not well. They cannot face their real work now. The soldiers we have today, they are not better than civilians walking on the road. That's why they are killing them up and down. They don't use to train. They are untrainable.
With the accusations there.
Of staff, they don't really retire them.
Wow. Mr. Matambaje, thank you so much. Weighty allegations right there. Abioye Joseph on Facebook is saying, good morning, Diane Tola. Thank you for your job well done. I want to say that there is more to Tolulope's death. We think so too. Let there be sincere investigation to it. God is watching. I agree.
Investigation, that's the word.
Well, we have to look up to the police right now. Paula Samson say, good morning, Diane Tola. Please let me know if you have any panacea or clue to all the anomalies that have been entrenched in this country. If you look at all the news or happenings nowadays, nowadays, there are no more cheering. We have not been able to hook up with you on radio. Or could it be my location, Comrade Opawala, SO on Ogbomoso? Well, try 98.5. I think somebody just confirmed. And I can see that you are watching us on Facebook right now. So, please, stay hooked on. Sorry, just give us your data today. Keep streaming on Facebook. Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I am Reverend Babatode speaking from Lalate.
Nice to have you, Reverend.
Thank you so much. I don't know what the president is doing. You will hear today that soldiers are killed. You will hear that people are kidnapped. And the president will not talk at all. Look at some soldiers that said that they are no more in the Nigerian army. This is very bad. Let the president talk and know his stand. He should try to call the army chief of army staff and ask him what is going on in the country. This is bad. Something has to be done to it before it is too late. Reverend Babatode from Lalate.
Thank you so much, Reverend. We really appreciate your call. On Twitter, Olakunle Don at Olakunle_Don is saying ASU has not made any impact in this COVID-19. The only sensible thing to say is to shut down school till next year. Very bad.
You just imagine.
Well, his opinion right there.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. Alaja Yelabugo, please go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Now, in fact, I want to talk on many issues.
Go ahead.
But let me start by saying that the death of that lady is so painful. And some people are saying because she was a Yoruba. No. He was from Kogi, and the term Kogi as part of the north. And I don't believe that one should be the case. But either of the case, they should do a thorough investigation about the death of that lady. And there are some pertinent questions to ask. In the barrack, they don't used to speak highly. And how come that the response is just a mobile lady like that? So that's the question. Now, on the area of the ASU, calling for to be opened by 2020, I think it's so illogical. How can these people at the time of academic people think that they should shut down the school for a whole year? They do that for them in their own time. I don't subscribe to that. Instead, we should follow the medical advice and the students should return to the school. Thank God we have a similar example in your state and students to the government.
All right. Thank you so much, Alaji. We really appreciate you. On Facebook, Adeola Odeuse. It's been a long time we had our call. Okay, but we'll be reading our comments anyway. Greetings, well done, guys. The loss of the glorious girl, Omologonio Arotile, is terrible, and I maintain it should be properly investigated. May I so rest in peace. Concerning the suit against the legislature, please, we don't want to hear of it. That's why I didn't read it. I didn't bother. Okay. These things only get one upset. They're still going to use taxpayers' money for all these frivolities after all. The Boko Haram marauders and bandits have taken over now. So we go, they look, still no response from House Rock. In God we put our trust. Our children are writing Cambridge. Yours may sit at home through this year and next. What do we care? Okay. Let's pick one more call and just leave. That comments, I mean, it just reminded me of the Cambridge. So, yeah, graduating.
Hello, good morning.
Final call.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, good morning, sir.
Mr. Faladu.
Mr. Faladu, go ahead, sir.
Auntie, sir. Briefly, this Nigeria doesn't recognize patriotism. Patriotism, you don't recognize it. Then I talk of Nigeria soldiers. Some people are making money in the billions of naira. They are sleeping in the bush. And you are started saying them that this and that. You need people that can secure ourselves. If you are able to give Nigeria information, people will ask. Government just to provide the environment. But unfortunately, everything is better now. Thank you because of time.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Falloner. Really appreciate it. That's it on the show today. That's the much we can take. Mr. Shola from Okaka, thank you. Sunday from Lara Wode, Madam Fisayo from Iwo, Joseph from Gumosho, Chris from Ikene, Maton Badje from Challenge, Reverend Mabatune from Lanlate, Alahaji Ayelabogo, Mr. Falloner from Kumapa Yoludo. Thank you so much for making the date with us. Till tomorrow when we come your way, I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
Now I'm Tola Teriba.
Aruno did not call. Okay. Up next, Spotted Beats. Aruno call. I'm challenging you. Call. Over to Boluaji. Spotted Beats.
Listen all you want. It's always free. Thanks for showing us the way to better radio.
Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Here we go.
Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. 7:30 a.m. And you already know it's sport time right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Yes, you know we are the trailblazer with the pride of the nation. Spotted Beat is right here back on your radio this lovely Monday morning to bring you up to speed with all the happenings in the world of sports. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest news. Not to forget the exclusive interviews that you can only get on this radio dial. Not just on Oluyole FM, also on Agility FM 2.1 and Okyogun FM 96.3. Massive shout out to listeners on that channel and of course online. I'm sure you're watching us live and direct on Facebook and of course on Twitter and Facebook at www.facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM. On Twitter we are at Oluyole FM. You can also listen to us via mobile application downloadable on Google Play Store. Yes, just get to listen to us, click listen, and you listen to us anywhere you are on planet Earth. This morning we've got a lot of grounds to cover. My name is Boluaji Ogumala, and today we'll be starting the show with updates coming from Victor Osimhen as regards his transfer saga. It's not over, but we are hopeful that the deal will be concluded, will be sealed later tomorrow over there in Napoli. Yes, in Naples. The update is that Victor Osimhen on Saturday morning completed his Napoli medicals and is whittling down the final details of his 81 million euro transfer from Lille, according to reports coming from Italy this lovely morning. One man who has been following this transfer saga since it started is a Nigerian-born, German-based international football journalist Mark Katuba, who claimed yesterday that the 21-year-old striker has already undergone his medical test with Napoli staff, as he has been in the city of Naples for the last few days for intensive negotiations. They had to start from the scratch when Osimhen changed his agent midway through the negotiations, suddenly demanding a much higher salary in exchange for different commissions. Well, it appears that the process is finally nearing its conclusion, regardless of rumors of interest from Manchester City and Liverpool Football Club. And all things being equal, the deal should be confirmed, if not today, but tomorrow. The last sticking point is image rights, which anyone who is familiar with the president of Napoli will understand. It's always a huge obstacle, getting all of those things out of the way. But with feelers from Italy this morning, the deal might just be confirmed. If not not today, but of course tomorrow. Yes, here we take you to where the news is happening. We bring exclusive news that you can only get right here on this radio dial. All right, moving on this lovely morning. Super Falcons captain Asisat Oshoala has applauded the decision of CAF to introduce a first ever Women's Champions League on the continent of Africa. CAF introduced the tournament, which is built to kick off next year, amongst the other wide-ranging decisions, including the postponement of major competitions here in Africa, including this year's edition of the annual CAF Awards. The former Rivers United star has said that the introduction of the Women's Champions League here in Africa will help increase competition and the quality of football, as well as attract more investment to the women's game in Nigeria and on the continent of Africa. Let's listen to the voice of Asisat Oshoala talking about CAF this lovely morning.
If I'm playing for a team like Bielsa Queens and maybe the previous year Rivers Angels went ahead to represent Nigeria, I'm very sure my team, the administration and everyone, want to work so hard to make sure they qualify so they can actually go and represent the following year. So this means there'll be more funds, more investors, and also teams will start working twice as hard to make sure they get the best level in order to go and showcase the best at the continental tournament, So I think it's really going to help the local leagues a lot, and also for the girls, they will improve. It's always good when you have the opportunity to compete with other people from other countries. It's not just only when you have to play international team.
Now you listen to Asisat Oshoala. Let me inform you that the format and other details of the maiden edition of the Women's Champions League in Africa are yet to be disclosed by CAF. Moving on this morning, let's talk about the former Super Eagles captain John Obi Mikel, who has called on the president of Trabzonspor, Ahmed Agaloglu, to tender an apology to him after a disagreement in March, which led to the Nigerian's contract termination 9 months after he joined the club. Mikel was released by the club following an Instagram post when he called for the Turkish league to be cancelled due to the outbreak of COVID-19. 3 days after his post, the club had a meeting with the former Super Eagles captain and had his contract mutually terminated. However, according to reports coming from Turkey this morning, the 33-year-old would consider a return to the club should the club president make an apology directly to him. Yes, John Obi Mikel actually fought a good cause, and of course, he won that battle and is asking for an apology. Yes, he deserves an apology if you ask me. Alright, moving on this morning, heading straight to the world of boxing, where Anthony Oluwafemi Olasunni Joshua and Tyson Fury met in person for the first time in several years as they came face to face in Marbella on Saturday. The heavyweight champions, who previously sparred back in 2010, shared a conversation in Puerto Banos as the good speaking that Tyson Fury pulled his car over and spoke to Anthony Joshua out of the window. No video has yet emerged of the discussion, though Joshua quickly posted a picture onto his social media pages after the encounter. Well, in that post, he teased the potential bout between them by capturing Sweet Caroline. Fury reacted by reposting Joshua's picture to his own Instagram story. He added the caption, 2021, it's going off. Don't forget that Joshua and Fury recently, currently actually reign as the two kings in boxing's most glamorous divisions. Yes, with Joshua holding the WBA, IBF, and WBO belts, while Tyson Fury has the WBC crown. The two Brits have agreed on financial terms to fight twice in 2021. Now, let me just give you brief details of that fight in 2021. The terms state that the first bout will be a 50% post split, which means they have to share whatever comes in 50-50, while the rematch will be a 60-40 split in favor of whoever wins the first fight. Well, the venue is unknown, but it's most likely seems that the venue will be in the Middle East. Of course, your guess is as good as mine. All right, moving straight to Formula One this morning, where Lewis Hamilton moved into the World Championship lead for the first time this season with a dominant victory in the Hungarian Grand Prix. The Mercedes driver pulled out an 8-second lead in 3 wet laps at the start of the race before switching to dry tires and controlled the race from there. Hamilton even had time to stop for fresh tires with 3 laps to go to grab the extra points for fastest lap. After the Bottas failed in an attempt to pass Red Bull's Max Verstappen for second, giving Hamilton a 5-point championship lead over his teammate after 3 races. Verstappen's second place was extraordinary, for he crashed on the laps to the grid and damaged both his front wing and suspension. All right, congratulations to Hamilton for winning the second Grand Prix of the delayed season. Moving to UFC this morning, where UFC welterweight champion Kamaru Usman has been banned from competing in the octagon for 180 days following last weekend's UFC 251 fight night. Usman was hit with the medical suspension due to a broken nose he received in the fight against Jorge Masvidal. This suspension may leave some time for the rest of the division's challengers to tussle for contendership. Gilbert Burns and Leonard Edwards have had words online with respect to their various claims to be the #1 contender to challenge our own Kamaru Usman. And still in the UFC middleweight title championship, Israel Adesanya will defend his 185-pound title against Paulo Costa on the 19th of September. The fight, which will take place at UFC 253, doesn't have a location yet. It probably will take place in either Las Vegas or Abu Dhabi, but the promotion hasn't finalized those plans just yet because of the pandemic. Well, I'm moving on this morning and heading straight to the world of football. That's the part where you can be part of the show. Yes, a big one for the London teams in the Emirates FA Cup at the weekend, as Chelsea Football Club got the better of Manchester United by 3-1. 3-1. Of course, Arsenal, yes, a big win also for Arsenal at the weekend. 2-0 against Manchester City. You can be part of the show this lovely morning, yes, by telling us what you think about the victories of the London teams at the weekend, the defeat of Manchester United as well, and of course what you have to say as regards games played across Europe at the weekend. It all ended in the Spanish La Liga. Real Madrid obviously are champions over there, and of course in the Italian Serie A games continue. Premier League games will continue later tonight. All right, the number is 08055009850 is the number to get across to us this lovely morning. All right, let's start from the second semi-final game played yesterday. Well, increasing error-prone David De Gea was at fault twice at Chelsea. Ended Manchester United's long unbeaten run with a 3-1 win at Wembley Stadium to book their place in the FA Cup final against the Arsenal Football Club. Yes, I've got my first caller here this morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's the name and where are you calling from?
My name is Bayer from Soka.
All right, let's talk. Bayer from Soka. Hello.
Yeah?
Yes, what's your take on the London side's dominance in the FA Cup?
I'm a Man U fan, but that match paid me so much.
Why did you pay so much?
You have to give it to Chelsea fans.
You have to give it to Chelsea fans.
We have to give it to them.
Yes, what about Arsenal Manchester City? What do you make of that game?
Oh, that was unexpected of me.
It was
I was expecting I got to win that game.
All right, thank you very much for my brother for being a part of the show this morning. Yes, keep it coming this morning. Well, the United goalkeeper David De Gea is under pressure after a series of uncharacteristic mistakes this season, and there was no way back for his team on Sunday after his poor attempts to keep out shots from Oliver Giroud and Mason Mount. Either side of halftime handed Chelsea the win before Maguire converted into his own net, and of course Fernandes scored a penalty for them in the 8th minute to ensure that Chelsea run out 3-1 against Manchester United yesterday. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name?
Oluyole is my name.
Oyekale, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Obumasho.
All right, let's have your thoughts.
I had warned Aruna from Odoru before. I warned him seriously. So now tell him to keep quiet.
He should keep quiet.
Bye-bye.
For now, thank you very much. I don't know. People coming for you this morning. Daya called for you earlier. Now, Yekale also calling for you. Yes, let's hear from you. I don't know this morning. All right, in the other semi-final game, I played this on Saturday. Aubameyang's double sent Arsenal to the FA Cup final after a perfect display to beat Manchester City by 2-0. One man came out boldly to discuss about his tough times at Arsenal for the past few weeks. His name is David Luiz. Let's listen to the voice of David Luiz on the show this lovely morning.
David, another spectacular Arsenal result. It was full of guts and grit tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great result against one of the best teams in the world. We just did that because we was humble. We understood the way we have to play. We take this opportunity to score, and we have to be mature to understand which level we are in the process. We are in the process, in a good process. We have an amazing coach. He wants to bring us the best football for this club, but it's not 0 to 100. We have to understand that day by day we are improving. The spirit was great, and I'm happy for the team because
David Luiz is extremely happy for the team because he believes that the team is progressing every day. Don't forget that the FA Cup final will hold on the 1st of August at the Wembley Stadium. Yes, we had Premier League games played at the weekend as well. 3 of them as Harry Kane, the masterclass, saw Tottenham beat Leicester City 3-0 and pile yet more pressure on Leicester City's Champions League hopes. Harry Kane, scored twice in that particular encounter. Elsewhere, Bournemouth are on the brink of Premier League relegation following their 2-0 defeat by Southampton at the Vitality Stadium at the weekend. Also, Burnley defeated relegated Norwich City by 2-0. And later tonight, more games will be played in the Premier League as Brighton will take on Newcastle United. Sheffield United will slug out with Everton. Wolverhampton Wanderers will take on Crystal Palace. And more games will be played on Tuesday and of course on Wednesday in the Premier League. Well, a couple of news are coming from Premier League teams this morning. Nigel Pearson was sacked as Watford manager on Sunday with just 2 games left in the club's fight for Premier League survival. Is this the right time to sack a manager while you're fighting for survival? Well, we just keep our fingers crossed. Huddersfield Town, yes, they also sacked the manager Danny Cowell on Sunday as the Championship strugglers hover just 3 points above the relegation zone in England's second tier. All right, moving straight to Spain this morning. Before I go on this quick break, Lionel Messi scored twice. Yes, scored twice. As runners up, FC Barcelona trashed Alaves by 5-0 on the final day of La Liga on Sunday. Quickly sent inside, were out to finish on a very high note after a shock defeat to Osasuna last time out allowed Real Madrid to claim the title with a game to spare. Teenage forward Ansu Fati put Barcelona in front midway through the first half after the visitors had hit the woodwork 3 times, while Messi and strike partner Luis Suarez further stretched their lead before half-time. 5-0. Yes, FC Barcelona won that particular game, and of course Lionel Messi finished as the top scorer in the La Liga with 25 goals and also has the highest assist with 21 goals from the La Liga. Also in Spain, champions Real Madrid drew their final game which relegated opponent Leganes. Don't forget that Leganes has our own Nigerians in their ward, likes of Kenneth Omero and Chidozie Awazim. That game ended 2-2, but of course so inconsequential game. Let's go this quick commercial break and I'll be back to round off the show.
The
Dermatologically tested Red and Baby diapers makes babies happy with elastic side bands, breathable external layers, Maria to help prevent leakage, and makes families happy with its affordable price.
More smiles, Peppa means more smiles. Good price, more smiles. Baby smiles, mommy smiles.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
Oluyole 98.5.
Welcome back. It's still Spotted Beat on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Moving to the Italian Serie A, where a bizarre Gabriel own goal and a missed penalty may have condemned Lecce to relegation with a 2-0 loss at Genoa in a direct fight for Serie A survival. Also, Spal were relegated after losing 2-1 against Brescia. Udinese lost 2-1 to Napoli, while AC Milan defeated Bologna by 5-1 on Saturday. And of course, to strengthen their Europa League hopes for next season, Atlanta and Verona played out a 1-1 draw, which made Atlanta miss their chance to move second on the log. And later tonight, Juventus was slugged out with Lazio, heading straight to Germany, where former Bayern Munich coach Niko Kovac has been named as new boss of French Ligue 1 side Monaco. Moving straight to Turkey, Istanbul, Başakşehir claimed their maiden Turkish Super League title yesterday, and the first major honor in the club's history with victory over Kayserispor. Yes, that game ensured that they come out as champions of the Turkish league. I will must say congratulations to Nigeria international Zubike Okechukwu, who played a vital role in making sure that the Turkish side are crowned champions of the league. Well, later today, 2 p.m. on Fans Forum, I'll be joined by various fans across the world to dissect all that happens across various leagues at the weekend. I'll also be joined by international football journalist from the United Kingdom, is a Real Madrid fan, to dissect all that has to do with Real Madrid's success this season. Well, the show ends this morning, to return later tomorrow morning. Big thanks to everyone who's been part of today's edition. Bigger thanks to you for listening. My name is Boluwaji Ogumala. Show returns tomorrow. Do have a lovely day and stay safe.
Oluyole FM 98.5.
If you want big race, nothing's gonna stop you now. As long as you're insured with Great Nigeria Insurance PLC, your greatness is now. Conquer fear from losses or any form of hindrance from achieving your greatness. With a wealth of experience in insurance and financial matters, an array of life and general insurance products, motor insurance, fire and special perils, burglary, goods in transit, marine, and a lot more. For further information, please call 2341-342-9161 or send an email to info@greatnigeriaplc.com. Great Nigeria Insurance PLC, for assured commitment.
So I don't write jollof rice, fried rice, pounded yam, egusi,
rice and stew, jollof rice. Thank you. All this plenty kind food one they call so. Now what you go chop for the naming baby?
Yes,
see, enjoy.
No be small.
You see, mama baby, the same way we get different kind of food. Now so we get different kind of child-based spacing methods. So child-based spacing go make your belly sweet well, and your body too, it go tender. Anyone where you choose good for body and you go fit trust them.
Auntie Nurse, my just don't they talk about them more. But me I dey fear.
See, no culture or religion where no they support anything where go make life better. Make you and your Jasper come when una ready. I go they wait for now.
Okay.
No forget say anyone where you choose for childbirth spacing matter, they safe and you fit trust them. Or ya waka go any health center where get the green dot logo to get full information on childbirth spacing services. This message now the Federal Ministry of Health and support from American people carry and come.
Coronavirus
sí COVID-19 náà tún mọ̀ wọ́n sí àrùn tó ń tàn káàkiri àgbáyé ní coronavirus kẹ́rù rẹ̀ kàn máa lọ àfẹ́rí ọ̀hún nílé yìí mọ́.
àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn tí gbogbo àgbáyé mọ̀ ní corona ẹni tó bá mú a máa sín léraléra ìgbóná àbàdì àdàlù wọn wìtìwìtì ikú àwùforídagbánù léraléra bọ́ lolúwa rẹ̀ a máa mú kàtá àbàdì lọ́wọ́ èémí irú wọn adọ̀rọ̀ gbódò gàn bó o bá ti wá kẹ́fì èyí ohun tó yẹ kó o ṣe ni láti tètè fi tó dókítà létí kí wọ́n rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ kó má bàa já síkú láti wá sáfárùn náà ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fi bomú bẹnu wa bá a bá ń sín ká sín sígbọ̀wọ́ kẹ́ ẹ tún múra sí mọ́tótó ní ṣíṣe ẹ má ṣe kí wọ́n bomú bẹnu ẹ máa fọwọ́ yín nígbà gbogbo pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ lẹ́yìn náà ẹ lo sanitizer ẹ jìnnà síra yín láwùjọ ènìyàn púpọ̀ à ń dì í mara ẹni dọjọ́ míì má sọ pé rọ ni wọ́n ń pa kò sí corona ẹnìkan ló mọ̀ olùkéde Association of Professional Retired Nurses and Midwives of Nigeria Ọ̀yọ́ State Chapter ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì nọ́ọ̀sì àtàgbẹ̀bí ní Nàìjíríà ẹ̀ka tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
coronavirus kẹ́rù rẹ̀ kàn máa lọ àfẹ́rí ọ̀hún nílé yìí mọ́.
bàbá olówó ẹ̀fọ́wọ́ ojú nǹkan. kéèyàn ó jókòó tẹ́tẹ́rẹ́ kò tára ohun tí ń ṣe ni ìgbìyànjú ni kẹ́dà ó gba iléeṣẹ́ Jitalex International Empowerment Poverty Alleviation and Self-Reliance ló ti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ètò ìrónilágbára lẹ́lẹ́kàǹkà àti láti yọ̀yàn kúrò nínú ọ̀fìn àìrówóná dẹni tí yóò lè dádúró lórí ọwọ́ ẹ̀ bọ́ bàtà tí òró tó olú tí ọ̀yọ́ tó wá dàbí ẹni pé ọ̀nà dórí ọ̀pẹ ó fẹ́ pin máa ń ra rẹ lé mọ̀ kàn sí Jitalex International fún ètò ìrónilágbára kí wọn náà rọwọ́ họrí ẹ̀wẹ̀ ẹ̀ka Jitalex International ó sì dúró lórí à ń pèsè pure water machine ice block making machine nylon machine palm oil mixer digester palm kernel cracker àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ gbìyànjú kàn sí Jitalex International tó wà ní first floor White House Ring Road roundabout àgọ́ tẹ́lọ̀ odò ọ̀nà ńbàdàn ẹ̀ka wọn wà ní abẹ́rẹ́ opposite government secretariat gbọ̀ngàn Òṣogbo road nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun lábẹ́òkúta opposite total filling station àdátá Ìbàdàn road abẹ́òkúta telephone 08056046055 email address jitalex@yahoo.com Jitalex International níbẹ̀ kò yẹ kambuso. bàbá olówó ẹ̀fọ́wọ́ ojú nǹkan.
kó máa jẹ́ kí ilé rẹ̀ máa kọ́ bá gbogbo ẹbí kí gbogbo àyíká máa dọ́gbére ni o láti inú yàrá ìdáná lórí àwọn ìtẹ́lẹ̀ sínkì àtàwọn nǹkan mìíràn èyí ó yá.
òun lè ti gbọ́ yẹn o kì í ṣaṣọ funfun nìkan la lára àgbẹ̀yídá jíìkì ń fọ̀ ẹ tún lè lò ó láti fọ ohunkóhun tàbí ibikíbi láti fọ ìdọ̀tíkídọ̀tí nílé yín jíìkì á pa ìdá 99% ìyẹn 99% nínú àwọn kòkòrò àrùn tó ń fa àìsàn tó máa ń wà láwọn ibi tó bá ṣí sílẹ̀ ó yá tètè lọ ra tiẹ̀ báyìí.
Hey, make una go help me torchlight this matter. Mama Jenny ask her husband for 1,000 to cook food. He get 5,000. Waiting be that.
Na who for you?
As she dey cook, phone for screen scatter. She can't tell her husband say make him change the screen. Instead, him change the phone. Buy am better one. Waiting be that.
Na who for you?
What of the shoe wey she talk say she wan buy? As she show am, na 5 different shoe him buy for am one time. Waiting be that.
Na who for you?
She can't tell am say she wan travel go Abuja, but instead of night bus, him buy plane ticket. Come lodge her for 5-star hotel. Abeg, waiting be that oh.
Na who for you?
Yes oh, I woo for you na the ogbonge 5 times better from MTN. Now, when you recharge with star 888 star pin hash on top your MTN line, MTN go sama you with 5 times your recharge. You fit also enjoy this awoof for on top MTN top it. Just ask your vendor for awoof for you. This offer now for both MTN prepaid and postpaid customers. Terms and conditions dey.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Please listen to this personal paid announcement. 6 weeks fashion design and training for free. Oshiregi Collections presents 6 weeks fashion design training for free. Come and learn fashion illustration, how to cut and sew simple designs, how to cut and sew bespoke wares, and many more. Venue: Christ Church, Makbo, Bere, Ibadan. Dates starting from today, 20th of July to 29th of August. Starting from 20th of July to 29th of August 2020. Time 9 a.m. Daily. 6 weeks fashion design training for free. To register, visit bits.ly/Oshiregi cohort 1 or call 0806 848 4484 or 0703 5498086. 6 weeks fashion design training for free. Don't miss this golden opportunity. àwa ẹgbẹ́ onígi ìdáná ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lábẹ́ baálẹ̀ onígi ìdáná ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Ọláníyàn Ògúnsànyà pẹ̀lú ààrẹ onígi ìdáná ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Elder Báyọ̀ Akíndélé àti balógun onígi ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Olóyè Olúgbadé Kọ́lápọ̀ àti alága ẹgbẹ́ onígi ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Alhaji Bashiru kí gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé kó akitiyan tí wọ́n ń ṣe ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ pàápàá lórí coronavirus tí ń bẹ ní ìta báyìí. Ọlọ́run yóò bá wa lé coronavirus kúrò ní orílẹ̀-èdè wa àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lápapọ̀. Àmín. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Olùkéde ààrẹ ẹgbẹ́ onígi ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
Àtọ́tọ́ arére gbogbo èèyàn pínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tá a bá fọwọ́ wẹwọ́ lọ́wọ́ fi mọ̀ ká lè bá àwa jọ gòkè àgbà lábẹ́ ìjọba omi tuntun tí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ onímọ̀ ẹ̀rọ Ṣèyí Mákindé léwájú ẹ̀ la ṣe ń rọ̀tọ̀ lórí tẹlẹ̀mù láti fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú iléeṣẹ́ tó ń ṣojú ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ITC Advisory àti One Up Technology Partnership pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn iléeṣẹ́ tó ń pawó wọlé lábẹ́nú nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Ọ̀yọ́ State Board of Internal Revenue nípa mímọ̀ ṣẹ̀tọ́ yín lóòrèkóòrè lórí àwọn owó tó jẹ́ tìjọba owó orí iléeṣẹ́ àti tẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan wa owó àyè ìdókòwò owó kẹrùsọ́kọ̀ àti jíjẹ́rù nínú ọkọ̀ tó fi mọ́ owó sọ̀ láwọn ọjà wa gbogbo níjọba ìbílẹ̀ mọ́kànlá àtàwọn SCDAs tó yí Ìbàdàn po kálí bá jẹmu kútù ìjọba àwarawa dáàyè tó ga tẹ́ bá ti wá rí gbogbo àwọn aṣojú iléeṣẹ́ ITC Advisory àti One Up Technology Partnership tó wà ní kìlómítà 5 Ògúngbadé Junction Ìbàdàn Ifẹ̀ Expressway Ìbàdàn ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú wọn kí ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ó lè gòkè àgbà fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ nọ́mbà yìí ni kẹ́ ẹ máa pè 08032373200 olùkéde ITC Advisory àti One Up Technology Partnership pẹ̀lú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ State Board of Internal Revenue.
Ètò ìgbanisíṣẹ́ fún àwọn ọmọ bíbí ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lọ́kùnrin àti lóbìnrin tí wọ́n wà láàrin ọmọ ọdún méjìlélógún sí ọgọ́ta ọdún sínú ikọ̀ aláàbò Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ Ajé ogúnjọ́ oṣù keje 28th July sí ọjọ́ kẹtàdínlọ́gbọ̀n oṣù keje 27th July 2020. Àwọn olùkópa tó bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ní ìjọba ti rọ̀ láti lọ sí orí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára amotekun.jobportal.oyostate.gov.ng láti lọ fi fọ́ọ̀mù ìgbanisíṣẹ́ wọn sínú ikọ̀ Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ọ̀hún. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà náà ni àwọn olùkópa gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe àtẹ̀jáde fọ́ọ̀mù ọ̀hún tí wọ́n sì fi fọ́tò pélébé wọn síbi fọ́ọ̀mù náà. Bákan náà aṣojú ẹkùn ìdìbò ru akópa bẹ́ẹ̀ nílé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àti olórí abúlé tàbí agbègbè irúfẹ́ akópa ọ̀hún gbọ́dọ̀ bọwọ́ lu fọ́ọ̀mù náà o gẹ́gẹ́ bí onídùúró ru ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ o ẹ fi sọ́kàn pé ojú òpó ẹ̀yọ ayélujára Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn yóò jẹ́ ṣíṣí ní aago 8 òwúrọ̀ láti ọjọ́ Ajé ogúnjọ́ oṣù keje 28th July sí ọjọ́ kẹtàdínlọ́gbọ̀n oṣù keje 27th July 2020. Àwọn olùkópa tó bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ní ìjọba ti rọ̀ láti lọ sójú òpó ayélujára amotekun.jobportal.oyostate.gov.ng láti lọ fílè fọ́ọ̀mù ìgbanisíṣẹ́ sínú ọkọ̀ Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ọ̀hún. Fún ìwádìí lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ pè sórí nọ́mbà wọ̀nyí 08036853740 tàbí 08033067928. lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ lọ sí orí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára amotekun.jobportal.oyostate.gov.ng láti lọ forúkọ sílẹ̀. Olùkéde ajagunfẹ̀yìntì ìkúnlẹ̀ tóògùn alága àjọ tó ń rí sí ètò ààbò nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àti ikọ̀ Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn. Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn tí gbogbo wa ní.
Oluyole FM onjalala onjato oroto Oluyole FM ó kilẹ̀ létí. Oluyole FM ó báradọ́gba kì í rìn sìn bí ọmọ àwélé ó já gàràgà ní fara olùkọ́yìn tètò tó ń retí ròyìn ní yùngbà yùngbà ajídára bí ìṣó ẹ̀ ló fi ká fábẹ́lá tẹ̀ ẹ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ìkànnì Olúyọ̀lé 98.5 FM láti ń kàn sí i ní báyìí ìròyìn elétí ọ̀fẹ́ ní ọ̀pọ̀ sùkùn ẹ má bá wa bọ̀.
Elétí ọ̀fẹ́ máa rè o. Ẹ̀tẹ́ tilẹ̀ kọ́ kẹ́gọ́.
Ojúmọ́ bá ti mọ́ ọ̀yẹ́ máa ń la o. Ọ̀yẹ́ tó la lónìí o. Ọ̀yẹ́ ire ni. Ẹ̀kú ojúmọ́ lọ́dẹ̀dẹ̀ yìí o. Ojúmọ́ aláyọ̀ ẹni o. Ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ máa àlà tó ti gbé dé. Ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ìròyìn kárí ayé màlélẹ́yìn o. Ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Etí ni ó lè jò ń lò fọ́nrán yín tó lùkọ́ yín. Ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ẹ̀tẹ́ ti balẹ̀ jẹ́ ká tún jọ gbọ́ o. Ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ìkànnì tó gbajúgbajà Olúyọ̀lé FM. Ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ajílété FM tún máa gbọ́ wa lásìkò kan náà. Ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Òkè Ògùn FM tó wà lálága. Ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó kún kẹ́kẹ́. Ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ẹ máa gbọ́ nínú ilé nínú mọ́tò tàbí lórí ẹ̀rọ ìléwọ́.
Tinúadé. Fúnkẹ́. Ṣé o rántí inú mi dùn wípé ìyá yáàdì ni ọ́ o sì mọ́ ń lọ Sunday school dáadáa. Ọ̀nà tí ìtàn Gòláyàtì àti David.
David bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Tó bá wà lọ jẹ́ wípé èmi kan ìtàn kan sọ sí mi ní ọkàn ní ọwọ́ ìdájí yìí wọ́n lọ rò wípé àìfinipé ni.
àìfihàn pé yàn.
Kí David wá rí Gòláyàtì
tó ṣe gbọ́ngbọ́n
ṣé ìdúró rẹ̀ ni ò bá lẹ́rù ni àbí tèwo.
àbí gbogbo tó kó kọ́ra gbogbo àwọn nǹkan ìjagun tó kó kọ́ra. gbogbo ìjagun tó wà lára rẹ̀
mọ̀ pé Sunday school teacher ni ọ́ Tinúadé kí Ọlọ́run wá fẹ́ lọ mú David kí okò tó fẹ́ sọ mọ́ Gòláyàtì kó wá lọ mí sí ẹ̀ àjẹkún ìyá ni ó jẹ.
ṣé o mọ̀ wípé Ọlọ́run ọba ò lè ṣàìmọ̀ ṣe àṣepé iṣẹ́.
Ó ṣe àṣepé iṣẹ́ lórí Dáfídì ni.
Torí pé ó fẹ́ gba àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ lání ló ṣe rán Dáfídì. Ṣé orí òkò yẹn àwa lè máa wò pé òkò lásán ni kì í ṣe òkò lásán agbára tó ju agbára lọ ti wọnú òkò yẹn ó ní Dáfídì fi ta bó ṣe ta báyìí.
Ó mú ni straight.
àti láàwí lọlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
abájẹ́ wípé Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè tó ṣẹ̀dá ayé tó ṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run yóò ṣe àṣepé iṣẹ́ nínú ayé mi àti ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wá láàárọ̀ yìí lónìí tí ń ṣe ọjọ́ Ajé ogúnjọ́ nínú ọdún 2020 ẹ rí pé ọjọ́ tó lápẹẹrẹ rere òun náà ni ọjọ́ òní 2020
27 nọ́mbà kan ló yàtọ̀.
7 náà ni 7 tó wá yàtọ̀ wá jẹ́
Fúnkẹ́.
7 is a number.
àṣepé ni.
ṣe rí i pé ọ̀rọ̀ jáde láàárọ̀ yìí àṣẹ tẹ̀lé.
àṣẹ ti gùn o.
Ọlọ́run tó ṣe àṣepé iṣẹ́ sínú ayé Dáfídì tí ó fi wó mìíràn Gòláyàtì kolẹ̀ ṣàǹpọ̀ ọmọ kékeré ni Dáfídì ó rí rándú lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Gòláyàtì kò sí bí ogun ayé mi àtẹ̀yìn bó ṣe wá ga tó láàárọ̀ yìí Ọlọ́run ó fi àṣẹ tó fi sínú ayé Dáfídì yóò fi sínú ayé wa tí ó fi bá wa bá ogun ayé ọ̀hún kanlẹ̀ tá a sì ní àṣeyọrí tínú wa ó dùn tí gbogbo ń ta bá dáwọ́lé tí ó sì yọrí sí rere ibi tí ojú rere Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè wà ní sí ẹsẹ̀ mi àtẹ̀yìn ò ní débẹ̀ ẹ káàárọ̀ sà ẹ káàárọ̀ mà ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo ilé ṣàlàáfíà ni a kú ti òpin ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí àdúrà mi ni pé ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí yóò sàn wá sí rere Elétí Ọ̀fẹ́ òun náà ni ètò pẹ̀lú ọ̀rẹ́ yín olólùfẹ́ yín pàdé yín tòótọ́ Fúnkẹ́ Táíwò Ọláoyè ẹ máa bá wa bọ̀.
bákan náà ni èmi náà ń kí wa wípé ẹ káàárọ̀ àkú ojúmọ́ ọpẹ́ ní fọ́lọ́run ọba Èdùmàrè torí pé agbára wa kọ́ mímọ̀ ṣe wa kọ́ kìí ṣe pé bóyá a dáa ju àwọn ẹlẹgbẹ́ wa lọ kìí ṣe pé bóyá iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wa ló pé tàbí tó dáa jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ níwájú Ọlọ́run ṣùgbọ́n a rí àánú ńlá gbà lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run òun ló ṣe jẹ́ ká wà láyé ká wà láàyè ọkọ̀ náà ló jí sí ìmọ́lẹ̀ alààyè báyìí tó jẹ́ pé oríṣiríṣi ìrònú ló wà lọ́kàn àyà wọn oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ó ní ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan wá ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run tó wá jí wa sí ìmọ́lẹ̀ alààyè lónìí ẹ kúkú mọ̀ wípé Ọlọ́run ọba tó dá ẹnu níbùbù ó ti pèsè ń tá kìbọ ẹnu yẹn tẹ́bi òfin ní pa wá gbogbo tẹ́ bá wá kó síwájú Ọlọ́run pé kó ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run pẹ̀lú ojúmọ́ tó mọ́ wa lénìí ti ṣe ojúmọ́ ayọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ́ni ẹ̀rí ayọ̀ lé lórí.
àṣẹ wá.
ta wá lẹni náà tó ní ẹlẹ́ ẹ̀bá ẹ̀mú ẹ ṣe bó ṣe wù yín pẹ̀lú agbára tó ṣí ilẹ̀kùn ojúmọ́ ọjọ́ òní gbogbo ìmọ̀ ọ̀tá kò ní jọ láyé wa.
àṣẹ.
àwa náà rèé o àtúntìdé.
àwa náà rèé.
a ò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
ohun ìsàlẹ̀ lè gbé.
mo fi gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ ní jẹ́ fi
ohun
gbé
ìsàlẹ̀
bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣé o mọ̀ pé ètò yìí kò yá mọ́ kọrin ṣùgbọ́n àwa náà rèé a ò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
kí ló dé tá à ń kọrin aláyọ̀ ni wá.
àwa náà rèé a ò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
àwa ni lólúyọ̀lé. àwa ni lájílété.
àwa ni lólúyọ̀lé.
àwa ni ní
lájílété.
òkè ògùn.
àwa ni lókè ògùn.
àwa ni amọ̀kọ̀rọ̀.
àwa ni lórí Twitter.
àwa ni lórí Facebook.
ní rédíò garden.
wàhálà tí Tinú Adé bá ń ṣe àwo ta ni ó kọ́kọ́ bá ra àwọn ọ̀gá rẹ̀ náà nínú wálé ròfẹ́ ó rà nínú ẹ̀ wálé ròfẹ́ ó bá ta.
Démọ́lá Adéníyì ó rà Ọláìtàn Adéníyì ó rà
Kúnlé Junaid ó rà
Níkẹ́ Làwà ló rà Kúnlé Junaid
àwọn tiẹ̀ tí ó rà àwọn tiẹ̀ tí ó rà náà.
gm wa náà yóò rà mbẹ.
mo mọ̀ pé
mo sì mọ̀ pé ọ̀gá wa
wọn ò ní ra rẹ̀ wọn ò ní ra rẹ̀ wọn èrè rà tí ò lọ́mọ nú.
ṣòro pé rọrùn kéèyàn wọ studio kó lọ
sọ jáde kọrin pẹ̀lú àdúgbò òun
àti wípé sórí ìnárawò lélẹ̀ tá a bá wọnú studio tán tí mo bọ́ síwájú microphone yóò tó dùn jù báyìí lọ ajá gèrè.
ẹ sì mọ̀ wípé kókó náà ni a fi máa ń ṣíde ètò àwọn kókó eléyìí tí a ṣàjọ láàárọ̀ yìí lórí báyìí wípé.
ọwọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC nípínlẹ̀ Èdó yóò padà sí o òṣì ọ̀mọlẹ̀ ló wí bẹ́ẹ̀.
àjọ serap rọ ààrẹ Buhari pé kó gbé ìgbìmọ̀ tó ṣe ìwádìí ẹ̀sùn ìwà ìjẹkújẹ eléyìí tí wọ́n fi kan àjọ NDDC kalẹ̀.
lórí ìbò ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo èèkànkan nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP rọ ilé ẹjọ́ pé igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ náà kò kójú òṣùwọ̀n tó.
ṣé wọ́n ní táṣí bá dání àátúngùn padà ní òṣì ọ̀mọlẹ̀ ló ń dé sáwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alátakò lọ́rùn lérògbà ti gba ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC padà fún ìpínlẹ̀ Èdó.
ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ sin arótilé o títí tí ìwádìí gbogbo lórí ikú rẹ̀ yóò fi parí Adégbòrúwà ló kéde bẹ́ẹ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ológun òfurufú ilẹ̀ wa tẹnubọ ìròyìn gbogbo ohun tí Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé ṣe kẹ́yìn láàrin wákàtí 6 kíkú tó yọwọ́ kílàńkó rẹ̀ láwo.
àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí 124 ni wọ́n ti padà sílẹ̀ bàbá wọn láti orílẹ̀-èdè Sudan.
ìwádìí fi hàn wípé Tolú Arótilé forí gbálẹ̀ ló jẹ́ kó kú o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti fa ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní ó ṣèèṣì fi ọkọ̀ gbá Tolú lé àwọn ọlọ́pàá lọ́wọ́.
ààrẹ Buhari kí mínísítà tẹ́lẹ̀ lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí kú oríire ọjọ́òbí lẹ́ni 100 ọdún.
àrùn kòrónà ti ṣe kóró sí ara mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ ilẹ̀ òkèèrè náà kẹlẹ́dùmarè bá wa gbogbo wọn sàn.
ẹ wo bí Màlàmí ṣe ń fọwọ́ padà òfin gbígbógun tiwa jẹgúdújẹrá tíjọba Buhari ń polongo lójú olùpẹ̀jọ́ pàtàkì kan ló wí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Agboola Ajayi ni ó dá òun lójú pé omi ti tán lẹ́yìn ẹja Kérédolú torí pé òun gangan ló ń jẹ́ kí ó jáwé olúborí ètò ìdìbò lọ́dún 2016 tó sọ di gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo.
lórí ti ìdánwò WAEC ìjọba ìpapọ̀ ẹ má mà tí ì ṣí àwọn iléèwé padà ẹgbẹ́ ASUU láago kìlọ̀ fúnjọba.
ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP lòun ò lọ́wọ́ nínú bí àwọn kan ṣe ń ba pátákó ìpolongo ìbò ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC nípínlẹ̀ Èdó jẹ́ o.
àìkójú òṣùwọ̀n gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣáájú òun ṣíṣègbè sọ́dọ̀ àwọn tó jẹ́ tẹni ló ń jẹ́ kí ìwà jẹgúdújẹrá máa fojoojúmọ́ gbilẹ̀ sí i. Sanusi Lamido ló wí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Fẹ́mi Fálànà lòun ó rí i pé àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí bí 30 táwọn agbófinró pa nípa àyà lásìkò ìséde tó wáyé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ kòrónà gba ìdájọ́ òdodo.
lórí ìdánwò UTME lọ́jọ́ 21 oṣù kẹjọ ọdún yìí létò ìgbaniwọlé yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀. àjọ JAMB sọ̀rọ̀.
àjọ kan tí kì í ṣe ti ìjọba ní níwọ̀n ìgbà tárùn kòrónà tó wà níta yìí kò dí wọn lọ́wọ́ láti ṣètò ìdìbò nípínlẹ̀ Èdó àti Ondo yóò dá o kíjọba àpapọ̀ jẹ́ káwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣèdánwò WAEC tiwọn náà.
àwọn sójà 15 jáláìsí ní fọnáfọnṣu nípínlẹ̀ Katsina.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kókó kan eléyìí tí mo ní lọ́wọ́ tèmi tó ṣe ìkejì ìròyìn kókó eléyìí tí ó kàn ló wípé àwọn aráàlú ní sójà 15 ló kú nígbà tí àwọn 30 míì farapa yánnayànna àmọ́ tí iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ológun ilẹ̀ wa ní sójà 3 péré ló kú nínú ìkọlù tó wáyé ní Katsina.
lórí ìwádìí tí wọ́n ń ṣe nípa mago iléeṣẹ́ ààrẹ ti sọ fáwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ yìí pé késekése lẹ ṣì ń rí o kàṣàkàṣà ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn àwọn ohun àgbọ̀ ṣe hà sí ń bọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ mago.
àwọn èèyàn gbọmú o lórí báwọn aṣojú ẹgbẹ́ bíi 3,000 ṣe mú olùdíje fúnpò gómìnà lábẹ́ àṣẹ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC nípínlẹ̀ Ondo.
lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìbò ìpínlẹ̀ Edo àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo àjọ INEC bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fáwọn àjọ elétò ààbò láti kojú ìṣòro à ń ràbò à ń ta ìbò òun dìbò kó o sebẹ̀.
àwọn ọlọ́pàá ní olóṣèlú kankan kò gbọ́dọ̀ kó àwọn agbófinró lẹ́yìn lọ sí ibùdó ìdìbò.
àwọn aráàlú tínú ń bí dáná sun ọkọ̀ akẹ́rù Dangote fún bí ọkọ̀ ọ̀hún ṣe kọlu ọlọ́kadà kan tó sì gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn.
ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀mí àwọn ọmọ ológun ló sùn lásìkò tí àwọn ọmọ ológun àtàwọn agbésùmọ̀mí fìjà pẹ́ẹ́ta nípínlẹ̀ Katsina.
akẹ́kọ̀ọ́bìnrin kan tó wà ní SS3 gbẹ̀mí ara rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí ẹ̀gbọ́n rẹ̀ ọkùnrin tí wọ́n jọ jẹ́ ọmọ bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ àbùkù sí i.
àwọn ajínigbé jí ọlọ́pàábìnrin kan ọmọbìnrin rẹ̀ àti àwọn 4 ní ìgbé nípínlẹ̀ Kaduna ṣẹ̀wárí pé ìjì tó ń jà tó ń gbé kẹtẹpẹ ògì àyàfi kó níyẹ̀fun kó má ṣàfira.
ká ṣọ́ra o torí pé mi ò lè gbàdúrà ìrírí ogun abẹ́lé fún ọ̀tá mi kankan. ọba aláyé kan nípínlẹ̀ Imo tí ṣe ẹni ọdún 81 ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
ṣé wọ́n ní ẹni Ṣàngó bá tojú ẹ̀jà ni.
kò ní bá wọn bọ́ba kò so.
ọwọ́ tẹ àwọn 3 kan tí wọ́n ní wọ́n lọ́wọ́ nínú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìdigunjalè tó wáyé nípínlẹ̀ Anambra.
èèyàn 3 já láìsí nínú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìjàmbá ọkọ̀ tó wáyé nílùú Minna.
odidi ìdá 50 nínú àpapọ̀ ìdá 100 iye àwọn tárùn kòrónà mú jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà lẹ́kùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù lẹ́yìn nìkan ṣoṣo kò.
owó tó lé díẹ̀ ní 4,809 bílíọ̀nù náírà èèyàn 651.18 bílíọ̀nù náírà ní ìjọba àpapọ̀ ìjọba àpínlẹ̀ àtàwọn ìjọba àbílẹ̀ pín mọ́ra wọn lọ́wọ́ lóṣù kẹfà.
ó já sẹnu dédé ṣíbú Sunday ti náwó polówó ń tó mọ́ ta.
ẹ kúlé dájú wa o.
kí ló ń kí mi fún gan. odidi ẹyin kírètì kan mo gbé orí tébù mélòó mo bá ń bẹ̀.
baálé mi torí ẹyin ṣé wàá já rògbò ní tẹwàá kanra tó báyìí.
ọ̀rẹ́ mi abọ́ àmọ́ gbọ́rọ̀ burúkú gbòòrò ẹnu obìnrin. lẹ́yìn tó jẹ́ pé àwọn elétò ìlera sọ bí ìwúlò rẹ̀ ti tó.
ọ̀rẹ́ wa èyí wọn wa tó jà àlàyé lèèyàn ti fẹ́ ní ọ̀rọ̀ báyé. aya mi máa gbọ́ o. ẹyin kún fún èròjà protein vitamin àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ minerals tí tọmọdé tàgbà nílò fún ìlera pípé. ẹyin a máa jẹ́ kí ọpọlọ àwọn ọmọ ògo wẹrẹwọ mú ṣáṣá. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wádìí ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ àwọn onímọ̀ fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ wípé ẹyin jíjẹ ńgbà gbogbo a máa jẹ́ kójú àwọn àgbàlagbà mọ́lẹ̀ kedere. ó sì tún dènà ìfúnpá gíga òun ìdáàbòbò ìsanra fún ìjágeere ẹ̀jẹ̀ àtàláboyún àtàwọn tó ń wo ọmọ lọ́wọ́ fọmọ lọ́yàn lẹ́yìn dáa fún kódà immunity lẹ́yìn jẹ́ lásìkò kòrò.
ẹ máa ṣe ń sa ìmọ̀kan tó bá ní wúlò ẹyin.
ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ ti gbọ́ yẹn o ó ṣe pàtàkì kéèyàn máa jẹ ẹyin kan lójúmọ́ torí pé ó dára fún ìlera rẹ̀ bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé àlékún belenja ti bá iye owó tàǹtà kírètì ẹyin kan yàtọ̀ sí tàtẹ̀yìnwá owó ẹyin rọjú púpọ̀ láti jẹ ó sì tó wà ní àrọ́wọ́tó gbogbo ènìyàn ẹgbẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ọlọ́sìn kan abìyẹ́ Poultry Association of Nigeria PAN ẹ̀ka tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ṣagbátẹrù ìkéde yìí.
ilé tí ọ̀fẹ́ máa rè o.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni elétí ọ̀fẹ́ òun náà ni ìròyìn akínyìn wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ padà ẹ jẹ́ kí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Ogunṣínà náà kan bá ń kí ẹ̀yin ará ilé kó tó di pé yóò kàn wọ́n torí kò tí ì kàn wọ́n a sì máa pè wọ́n.
ẹ̀yin tí a máa kí yín pé ẹ káàárọ̀ a kú ìsinmi àná àdúrà mi ni pé lágbára Ọlọ́run ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí àníjọ ẹni tí wọ́n wá fún ibi
àṣẹ Ìdùmarè
àlọ́ wàhálà
àmín
ẹ̀mí wa kò dẹ̀ ní bá ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí lọ.
àmín o
ẹ ṣe é kúfẹ́ o.
àgbàdo àní wọ́n ní bàbá ti dé ibi iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe báyìí òun náà ni à ṣe ìròyìn àkọ́kọ́ eléyìí tí èmi ò fi ṣíde lórí báyìí pé yóò bá bọ̀ wọ́n ní tí wọ́n bá ń pè ní abì fúnradà ohun tó yẹ ni kí olúwa rẹ̀ náà yá pa ẹ̀fún rẹ̀ mọ́ o àjọ serap ti rọ ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari pé yóò dáa kó tètè gbé ìgbìmọ̀ olùwádìí kan kalẹ̀ o tí ó tọpinpin àwọn ẹ̀sùn lọ́tún lọ́sì eléyìí tí wọ́n fi ń kan àjọ tó mójútó ọ̀rọ̀ ìdàgbàsókè agbègbè Niger Delta tá a mọ̀ sí NDDC níṣe ni àjọ yìí tí ẹ fẹ́ kí ààrẹ Buhari pàṣẹ lọ rọ́kúnlé fún mínísítà tó wà fọ́rọ̀ ìdàgbàsókè agbègbè Niger Delta náà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Godswill Akpabio tó fi mọ́ gbogbo àwọn tẹnu ń kùn gbogbo títí tí ìgbìmọ̀ olùwádìí tó bá gbé kalẹ̀ bá tó parí ìwádìí wọn ọ̀hún tán. Àjọ serap ló dá báyìí látàrí bí ìwádìí tí ilé aṣòfin àpapọ̀ ilé wa ń ṣe lórí ọ̀rọ̀ náà ṣe ti fẹ́ di nǹkan míì mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú bí wọn kò ṣe tí ìrójútu ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún nínú lẹ́tà kan eléyìí tí àjọ serap kọ ránṣẹ́ sí ààrẹ lọ́jọ́ 18 oṣù yìí ló gbé dábàá pé ìgbìmọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ààrẹ yìí ni yóò ṣe ìwádìí wúlẹ̀wúlẹ̀ ẹ̀sùn bí wọ́n ṣe ní àjọ NDDC ná 81.5 billion naira láàrin oṣù kínní sí oṣù keje ọdún yìí lórí ìrìn àjò ìbánikẹ́dùn kíkàn sí àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ ohun bíbá aráàlú jíròrò nìkan ṣoṣo. Nínú lẹ́tà yìí ni àjọ serap tún gbèrò ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari pé kó pàṣẹ fún àwọn aláṣẹ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá àti àwọn elétò ààbò gbogbo pé kí wọ́n já mi lórí ìdúkokò ohun ìhàlẹ̀ eléyìí tí wọ́n fi ojú arábìnrin Joy tó jẹ́ adelé olùdarí àgbà fàjọ NDDC tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ rí tàbí èyíkéyìí nínú àwọn tó tú àṣírí ìwà ìjẹkújẹ tí wọ́n fi ń ṣayọ̀ọ́yọ̀ ní iléeṣẹ́ NDDC ọ̀hún. Àjọ serap ní èyí ò tó fò tí fìlà ìmọ̀lẹ́ fi ń kù pẹ́tákí tí wọ́n máa ń sọ rèé o. Báwo ni wọ́n ṣe lè sọ pé àwọn ná 81.5 billion naira láàrin oṣù méje péré? Àjọ serap ní ó ṣe ní láàánú pé ẹni agbójú okùnlé kó jẹ́ ní àgbà. Báwo ni àwọn tí wọ́n fi sídìí bí ìdàgbàsókè ṣe fẹ́ bá nǹkan ṣe lè sọ ara wọn di alájẹbọ́kọ̀ kálé bí irú eléyìí?
Alága àná fẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress ìyún APC lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí Adams Oshiomhole ti ní òun yóò gba ìpínlẹ̀ Edo kalẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party PDP tóun yóò sì gbà fún ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ọ̀hún nínú ètò ìdìbò gómìnà tí yóò wáyé nípínlẹ̀ náà lọ́jọ́ 19 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún yìí lásìkò tí Oshiomhole ń bá àwọn ìkànlú àtàwọn alátìlẹyìn rẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ nílùú abínibí rẹ̀ tí í ṣe ìlú Ìyàmó níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Tako nípínlẹ̀ náà ló ṣèlérí ọ̀hún. Adams Oshiomhole jẹ́jẹ́ láti fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC yòókù nípínlẹ̀ náà lójúnà àti gba ìpínlẹ̀ Edo fún ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC. Ó ṣàfikún ẹ̀ pé èròǹgbà àti ìlépa òun ni láti dá ìpínlẹ̀ náà padà sójú ọ̀nà ìdàgbàsókè tó fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ àti láti lè ní ìjọba tí yóò lè máa mọ̀lé ojú òpó àwọn àṣeyọrí tóun ti mú bá ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún ní pàtàkì jùlọ lọ́nà àti pèsè àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn. Ó ní ìpínlẹ̀ Edo gbọ́dọ̀ padà sọ́wọ́ ìjọba tó wà fáráàlú tó jẹ́ táráàlú sì ń fẹ́. Ó ṣàlàyé pé àfojúsùn kan náà làwọn tó bá jẹ́ ojúlówó ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC ní àfojúsùn ọ̀hún sì ní láti dá ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún padà sójú ọ̀nà lọ́síwájú àti ìdàgbàsókè àti láti lè fẹsẹ̀ ìjọba torí táráàlú rò múlẹ̀ dáadáa. Oshiomhole ní báyìí òun padà dé tóun sì ṣetán láti rí ti ìpínlẹ̀ òun rò. Ó ní ejò tó rápálá wọnú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC lọ́lọ́run ti bá àwọn lé jáde lọ síbi tó yẹ. Alága àná fẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú ọ̀hún lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ní òun padà wálé láti darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn tòun nílùú abínibí òun àti láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣètò àti gbàkóso ìpínlẹ̀ náà àti ìlú abínibí òun padà fún ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC. Ó fi kún pé tára ìlú bá ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tọ́lọ́run náà sì ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò sẹ́ni náà tàbí látara obìnrin tó lè ní bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Torí náà ní báyìí ìlépa kan tó ní tó sì jẹ́ àfojúsùn gbogbo àwọn ni láti dá ìpínlẹ̀ Edo padà sójú ọ̀nà ìdàgbàsókè àti ìlọsíwájú tó nítumọ̀ tí yóò ṣe é tọ́ka sí. Ó ní gbogbo rere tó tinú ìpínlẹ̀ náà ni yóò padà tó wọn lọ́wọ́ tí yóò sì tó wọn lẹ́nu títọmọdé tàgbà àtàwọn ọ̀dọ́ ìpínlẹ̀ Edo yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbádùn padà. Àmọ́ pàtàkì ibẹ̀ ni ṣíṣe ara ẹni lóṣùṣù ọwọ̀ torí pé bí ògiri ò bá lanu aláǹgbá kò lè ráyè wọbẹ̀ níwọ̀n ìgbà tọ́lọ́run sì ti lé aláǹgbá tó rápálá wọlé lọ kónílé náà má ṣàfihàn o àti mọ ògiri ilé tó lanu padà.
tó tó di pé a tẹ̀síwájú ìròyìn NDDC yìí ó ń gbé mi lọ́kàn bẹ́ẹ̀ mo sì mọ̀ pé ó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́kàn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Ogunṣínà. ẹ jẹ́ àwò torí wọ́n ní ijó tó bá kánilá Yorùbá ní à ń dìkú kùjó kí gangan ni kókó òun àfojúsùn ọ̀mọ̀wé Goodluck Jonathan tó fi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àjọ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ ìdàgbàsókè agbègbè Niger Delta lásìkò tó ń fi jẹ́ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà tó fi di pé láàrin oṣù méje péré 81.5 billion naira. billion.
ó ti 92 points báyìí.
wọ́n ti rí sí.
wọ́n ti rí sí.
CBN ti ṣe audit report.
92
point something billion.
náírà láàrin oṣù méje.
billion nìyẹn o.
ṣé wọ́n ṣe
billion.
ṣé wọ́n ṣe àjọ ní àjọ àpapínni.
àbí òṣèbọkẹ́bọjẹ.
ṣẹ́rí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ó dàgbẹ́ nípa àwọn kan ti ń tà.
fáwọn wo
ó dàgbẹ́ wọn ti ń tà.
ta ló lago gbàǹjọ́lé lórí.
àwọn wo ló ń tà àwọn wo ló ń pètò àti rà.
àwọn adarí wa ṣẹ́rí ọ̀rọ̀ NDDC yìí tẹ́ bá ní ká wo àti máa bọ̀ wọn ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ rò ó àwọn aráàlú tó ń fún wa ní epo owó tá à ń pa jù báyìí Nàìjíríà owó orí epo ni láti ń rówó jù àwọn ibi tá a ti ń rí epo tá à ń tà tá a fi ń rówó àwọn ọbẹ̀ yẹn wọn ò lè dáko mọ́ torí epo ti bà
ilẹ̀ wọn jẹ́
àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wọn ti di nǹkan míì kódà nígbà kan wọ́n di pé wọ́n jiyàn gbé tá à ń bá jiyàn gbé ìjọba ò ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé kí lẹ fẹ́ so ọ̀nà kan láti wọ́n ojú ìjọba ní pé káwọn náà máa fa wàhálà náà ààrẹ kan wá ní àyè rárá ẹ jẹ́ ká wá àjọ ẹ jẹ́ ká dá àjọ kan kalẹ̀ tí ó máa rí sí ìgbàyé gbádùn àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ní ṣé mọ̀ pé ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo náà wà lẹ́ NDDC tọ́nà náà lépo ní àwọn ìlàjẹ waterside wọn Ondo South àwọn náà lépo wọn lẹ́ NDDC wọ́n dájọ́ kalẹ̀ pé ó dà àjọ yìí ẹ máa rí sí ìgbàyé gbádùn àti ìdàgbàsókè àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tí a ti ń rí epo yìí Niger Delta regions pé alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ wọ́n ní a máa fún ọ ní 13% derivatives gbogbo epo tá a bá pa a máa ní ìdá mẹ́tàlá ìta bá mú ní ìpínlẹ̀ wọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tí ìjọba tó kọ́ ọmọ ìlànà tó ṣe tàdé pé ibi ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ báyìí láàrin oṣù méje ṣe rí owó NDDC owó tabua ni tọ́mọ́pọ̀ gan ni owó tabua
91 billion
owó tabua pé owó yìí so tọ́mọ́tì náà pé síbẹ̀ kò dẹ́ ṣe owó tó lè falẹ̀
tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ná kíákíá ni
wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ná kíákíá ni
so lórí ibi tí wọ́n wà náà sí ó ní ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ ó ní kíkàn sí àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ ó ní ìrìn àjò.
ṣe rí nígbà tí mo gbọ́ tẹ̀ ọkọ rí èyí tó yà mí lẹ́nu jù ibi tí inú ti bí mi jù
ẹ mọ jẹ n'obi
inú ti bí mi ṣe rí ibi tí mo ti wà alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ni pé wọ́n ní pé àwọn ná mílíọ̀nù ọ̀kàndínlọ́gọ́rin 89 million àádọ́rùn-ún làwọn ná fún overseas travel mílíọ̀nù ìbéèrè tèmi wá tí wọ́n bí wọ́n ẹ dákun láàrin January wọ́n ti gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè ti bọ́dà wọn ní February
ibo ni wọ́n dìbò làwọn lọ
ìgbà ọ̀nà lọ báwo náà ṣe lọ
nígbà wo láàyè lóye tanra wa lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí
wọ́n láwọn ná 89 million fún consultancy ẹ wo èyí tó yà mí lẹ́nu jù mbẹ́ tínú ti ń bí mi jù Senator Peter Ngwaboshi tó jẹ́ pé òun náà wà lára àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ wà lára ìpínlẹ̀ tó Niger Delta àwọn ìlú tó ń ṣojú wọ́n wà lára àwọn ìlú tó ń jẹ́yà tí ìyà ń jẹ́ àwọn aráàlú bẹ̀ òun wà lára àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ òun ní alága ìgbìmọ̀lé lórí Niger Delta wọ́n wá ní òun náà ní iléeṣẹ́ kan ìtọ́pinpin ló fi hàn pé wọ́n ní iléeṣẹ́ kan iléeṣẹ́ yìí wọ́n fún wọn ní iṣẹ́ àkànṣe contract pé kí wọ́n lọ supply àga oníke plastic chair nígbà tí wọ́n máa tọpinpin tá máa ṣe òfìdódó wọ́n rí i pé iléeṣẹ́ Peter Ngwaboshi tó àpúrúfù
ni wọ́n gbé contract
fún nígbà tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ibo ni wọ́n pé ẹjẹ́ wá ike kan wá ike yìí kan wá lọ nígbà tí wọ́n máa wá àga oníke ọ̀hún tọ́nà fowó rà nígbà tó máa
iléeṣẹ́ ẹni tó fọwọ́ sí iṣẹ́ àkànṣe òun
iléeṣẹ́ ẹni tó ní kàn lọ rà náà lọ sí rí warehouse yẹ ló sì padà rí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti gba ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ owó lọ́wọ́ àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ṣe rí ọ̀rẹ́ mi kan tó wà láti Niger Delta àwọn Bayelsa ni wọ́n sọ fún lánàá pé ọ̀rẹ́ ṣé òun fọ́lọ́ bí wọ́n ṣe ta gbogbo kinní wọ́n kàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pé ni wọ́n ṣe kinní kan ni wọ́n ṣe kinní kan ni kinní kan pé kí wọ́n fọ́tò àwọn ìlú òun kí wọ́n fọ́tò kinní kan kí òbí ẹ̀ ṣe ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn láì mọ̀ pé àwọn aráàlú yẹn wọ́n máa ṣépè fún Buhari ṣépè fún
láì mọ̀ pé àwọn tí wọ́n fi ṣe aṣojú wọn
láì mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti kó tó pọ̀ ṣe rí NDDC yẹn mo ti sọ tipẹ́tipẹ́ pé ó lè náà ń jà ń bẹ̀ ṣe rántí pé Festus Keyamo yìí ṣe mọ̀ pé wọ́n fi ṣe Minister of State fún NDDC
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
bóyá gbàtà wọn náà rí i pé ó dàbí ẹni pé bíbá yóò borúkọ òun jẹ́ ló fi ní kẹ́gbọ́n kú ọmọ
ẹ wo ìfànfà tó ti ń wáyé láàrin Godswill Akpabio àti arábìnrin Joy.
ẹ wo ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn torí pé alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ti wà ní ẹjọ́ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì so ká má sọ̀rọ̀ jù nípa ẹ̀
torí pé wà ní ẹjọ́
ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ni pé ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ tú ọká fó ẹni tó kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ pé ó dàbí ẹni pé kinní kan lọ kinní kan kò yé wa kókó sọ̀rọ̀ lónìí ilẹ̀ sì ga jù lọ.
ẹ jẹ́ kí a tẹ̀síwájú ní orí àwọn ìròyìn wa eléyìí tó ṣẹ́kù torí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ ní ta bá débi ìrù.
káfó.
ọwẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ ọ̀mọ̀nà odò mọ́ ó dá sí awúrúju nígbàkejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ọ̀gbẹ́ni Agboola Ajayi fi ṣàpèjúwe ọ̀gá rẹ̀ tí ń ṣe gómìnà Rotimi Akeredolu pẹ̀lú bó ṣe tún di ẹ̀bi ètò ọrọ̀ ajé tí kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ rajajà tó nǹkan nípínlẹ̀ Ondo ru arákùnrin Rotimi Akeredolu ẹni tó ní pé òun gangan lọ dáadáa tó dá ìnira táwọn ará ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ń fojú winá sílẹ̀ nígbà tí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Agboola Ajayi ń fèsì sí ọ̀rọ̀ kan eléyìí tí wọ́n ní gómìnà Akeredolu sọ láìpẹ́ yìí níbi tí ó gbé wípé lóòótọ́ ni Yorùbá sọ pé àbámọ̀ ẹ̀yìn ní gbé gómìnà Akeredolu ní òun kábàámọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ pé irú Agboola Ajayi ló yàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí igbákejì òun eléyìí tí kò sì wúlò fún èbó tó tún ṣọ́ọ̀tì fúnjọba ọ̀gbẹ́ni Agboola Ajayi ní ohun tá a mọ̀ la ò mọ̀ gbogbo ayé ló mọ̀ wípé ẹni tí ń sìngbà kò ló lọ́ ni ìṣesí àti ìhùwàsí gómìnà Akeredolu ti ṣàfihàn pé nǹkan ti dàrú mọ́ ìṣèjọba rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ tán pátápátá kódà ọ̀rọ̀ ara rẹ̀ gan kò yé mọ́ pẹ̀lú ìgbákejì gómìnà òun ni ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ Ọlọ́run ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ òun tó jẹ́ kí Akeredolu jáwé olúborí nínú ètò ìdìbò tó wáyé lọ́dún 2016 ó ní a rántí pé Akeredolu fìdí rẹmi nínú ètò ìdìbò tó kọ́kọ́ gbé àpótí rẹ̀ lọ́dún 2012 kó tó wá di pé Ọlọ́run lo òun fún un lọ́dún 2016 tó fi ṣe àṣeyọrí nínú ètò ìdìbò gómìnà náà ṣé wọ́n ní ìjà lóde tó rìn dòwe a rántí pé ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ìdìbò tó fẹ́ wáyé lóṣù kẹwàá ọdún yìí ló mú kí tírélà gba àárín ọ̀gá àti ọmọọṣẹ́ kọjá tó fi dohun tí igbákejì gómìnà yàgbà bọ́ sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP níbi tó fẹ́ gbé àpótí ìbò gómìnà látìgbà náà sì ni òkú ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́tún lọ́sì tí ń wáyé láàrin ẹni tó jẹ́ gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo àti igbákejì rẹ̀ tí tírélà gbà rìn wọ́n kọjá ṣán ni tá a bá láàmú òní ọ̀la làámú gbogbo ìgbìyànjú ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo láti rọ igbákejì gómìnà náà lóyè ló ń já sí pàbó lọ́pọ̀ àìmọye ìgbà igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ọ̀hún wá tẹnumọ́ nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan tó fi síta lánàá nílùú Àkúrẹ́ pé bọ́lọ́run ọba tí kò sí lẹ́yìn alábòsí ṣe jẹ́ kí gbogbo ìgbìyànjú gómìnà Akeredolu lórí òun nípa ríro òun lóyè já sí pàbó ló ń ta gómìnà náà lára tó fi ń fi apá jánu kiri torí pé ó mọ̀ lọ́kàn ara rẹ̀ pé omi ti tán lẹ́yìn ẹja òun látìgbà tóun ti fi ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC sílẹ̀.
Kankan nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP nípínlẹ̀ Ondo ọ̀gbẹ́ni Tìmí Ọlọ́pẹ̀lẹ̀ ti wọ́ igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ náà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Agboola Ajayi lọ sílé ẹjọ́ gíga ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo èyí tó fi ń béèrè fún àìkójú òṣùwọ̀n tó rẹ̀ láti díje nínú ìbò abẹ́lé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ọ̀hún tí yóò wáyé lọ́jọ́ 22 oṣù yìí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ajayi jẹ́ ìkan lára àwọn olùdíje tó ń díje fún àti gba tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì fún ipò gómìnà lábẹ́ àṣẹ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP nínú ètò ìdìbò abẹ́nú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà tí yóò wáyé nínú ẹjọ́ tó pè Ọlọ́pẹ̀lẹ̀ rọ ilé ẹjọ́ láti dá ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ajayi lọ́wọ́ kó kópa nínú ètò ìdìbò abẹ́nú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú náà ó ní igbákejì gómìnà ọ̀hún ti lu òfin tó de àwọn tó di ipò lúmú ó wá rọ ilé ẹjọ́ pé kó fi òfin de ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ajayi láti má ṣe di èyíkéyìí ipò lúmú fọ́dún 10 nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ Ọlọ́pẹ̀lẹ̀ ní igbákejì gómìnà ọ̀hún ti ṣẹ̀sófin tó sì ti fojú di òfin láìmọye ìgbà àti pé Àjàyí kò tiẹ̀ ní ìbọ̀wọ̀ fún òfin kankan bíi tí wò mọ́ tó fi mọ́ ṣíṣẹ̀ sí abala 9 ìwé òfin ilẹ̀ wa tọdún 1999 tí wọ́n ṣàtúnṣe ẹ̀ olùpẹ̀jọ́ tún fi kún pé ara ìlákàkún ọ̀gbẹ́ni Àjàyí ló mú fojú di òfin àjọ tó ń rí sí ìdánwò WAEC tilẹ̀ yìí tọdún 2004 ẹ̀wẹ̀ alukoro fẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP nípínlẹ̀ Ondo ọ̀gbẹ́ni Zadok Akintoye fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé igbákejì gómìnà náà fi ìwé ẹ̀rí ìwé mẹ́wàá rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìkan lára ohun tí wọ́n béèrè fún láti díje fún ètò ìdìbò abẹ́nú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú fún ipò gómìnà ó ní ìwé ẹ̀rí tó kéré jù tó fi ń béèrè fún náà nù àmọ́ lọ́pọ̀ ọgbà àwọn tó bá lẹ́bọ lẹ́rù nípa ohun tó fi ń béèrè fún tàbí tí wọ́n ní àbàwọ́n kan tàbómìí kò lè kópa àti pé ohun tí wọ́n bá fi sílẹ̀ ni wọn yóò pè níjà kì í ṣe ohun tí wọ́n bá fẹnu sọ pé àwọn ní torí pé ohun èèyàn bá fojú rí lèyìn ó gbàgbọ́ tí yóò sì jẹ́ bí ẹ̀rí. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ṣàpèjúwe ẹjọ́ tí wọ́n pè fún pé láti fi ṣe tánà dí òun láti díje fétò ìdìbò abẹ́nú lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP gẹ́gẹ́ bí òfúùtù fẹ́ẹ̀tẹ̀ àṣà tí ò nìkan. Akọ̀wé ìròyìn rẹ̀ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Tọ́pẹ́ Ọ̀kẹ́owó ṣàlàyé pé kò yá àwọn lẹ́nu rárá torí pé irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ kò lè ṣàìmọ̀ wáyé lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan, ṣùgbọ́n ju gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ gbogbo àwọn tó pète ẹ̀ka tí wọ́n ń dáná ọ̀tẹ̀ ni Ọlọ́run ti gbé àwọn jẹrí. Ó fi hàn gbangba pé àwọn tó wà ní àti gómìnà àtàwọn onígbọ̀wọ́ ọbí nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP ti wà nínú ìdààmú ńlá látìgbà tí gbákejì gómìnà ti kúrò nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC bọ́ sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP. Ṣé èèyàn kì í kúkú mọ iye ohun tó bá ní àfìgbà tó bá bọ́ sọnù? Ó ṣàdúrà pé kélédùà má jẹ́ kí ohun tá a bá ní tó ń wù wá kó bọ́ sọnù mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́.
àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àyẹ̀wò ti fi hàn wípé mínísítà tó wà fọ́rọ̀ ilẹ̀ òkèèrè ńlá yìí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Godfrey Oyeyama náà ti kó àrùn kòrónà o. Lórí ẹ̀rọ abẹ́yẹfò Twitter mínísítà náà ló fi ìròyìn ọ̀hún ṣọwọ́ sí lánàá pẹ̀lú bó ṣe ní èsì àyẹ̀wò ọ̀hún tí wọ́n fún òun níjẹta ọjọ́ sátidé fi hàn pé àrùn ọ̀hún ti wà lára tòun náà. Mínísítà náà ní ká má parọ́ ká má ṣèké. Òun kò fi rí i pé ọ̀nà fún òun díẹ̀díẹ̀ eléyìí náà ló sì jẹ́ kóun lọ ṣe àyẹ̀wò ara òun sí àyẹ̀wò tí wọ́n ṣe fún òun sì fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé àrùn kòrónà ti rápálá wọ àgọ́ ara òun náà o. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀kan lára ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ amúṣẹ́yá iléeṣẹ́ ààrẹ tó ń gbógun ti ìtànkálẹ̀ àrùn COVID-19 ọ̀gbẹ́ni Oyeyama jẹ́ ọ̀kan pàtàkì lára àwọn tó ń sáré sọ́tún sáré sósì lórí àyàn bí àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn náà yóò ṣe kásẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ tó fi mọ́ yíyanjú ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà kan tárùn kòró sẹ́mọ̀ ilẹ̀ òkèèrè gbogbo.
Amòfin àgbà kan lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí Ẹ̀bùn Olúhadégorúwà ti ní wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ tí ì sin òkú ọmọbìnrin ológun àkọ́kọ́ ní tó kọ́ wa ọkọ̀ bàálù jagun eyín Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé o títí tí wọn yóò fi parí ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan ìwádìí tó rọ̀ mọ́ ikú rẹ̀. Lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá la gbọ́ pé ọkọ ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ kan níléèwé tó ń fẹ̀yìn rìn bọ̀ láti kí i torí pé ó pẹ́ díẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti ríra gbẹ̀yìn ló ṣàdédé kọlù Nehemiah Adéjọ lọ́mọléèwé Tolúlọpẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí ọ̀hún tó wa mọ́tò fẹ̀yìn rìn kọlù olóògbé. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun òfurufú ilẹ̀ yìí ti kéde pé kétò ìsìnkú Tolúlọpẹ́ ẹni ọdún 24 náà wáyé lọ́jọ́ 23 oṣù yìí, ṣùgbọ́n amòfin àgbà kan nílẹ̀ yìí Adégbòrúwà ti tako ìgbésẹ̀ sísin olóògbé nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan tó fi síta lánàá ọjọ́ àìkú pẹ̀lú àkọlé pé àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ń fẹ́ ìwádìí tó kún nípa ikú tó pa Arótilé kí wọ́n tó lè sìn. Amòfin Adégbòrúwà ní oríṣiríṣi ìtàn ohun ìròyìn nípa ikú Tolúlọpẹ́ tó ń jáde láti iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun òfurufú ilẹ̀ yìí ń mú ìfura dání tó sì nílò ìwádìí fínífíní láti lè mọ wúlẹ̀wúlẹ̀ ibi tí ikú olóògbé ti wá àtúngan ní pàtó tó ṣokùnfà ikú rẹ̀. Amòfin àgbà ọ̀hún ní kò sóhun méjì táwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ yìí ń retí ju ìwádìí fínífíní láì tepo bọyọ̀ nípa ikú ọ̀dọ́mọbìnrin ọ̀hún àti àbájáde àyẹ̀wò nípa ikú rẹ̀ nílé ìwòsàn. Ó ní èéṣe tí iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun òfurufú ilẹ̀ yìí ń sáré àti tètè sìn. Kò sí ìdí kankan tó fi yẹ kí wọ́n tètè sìn láì jẹ́ pé ìwádìí gbogbo lórí ikú olóògbé parí. Amòfin àgbà náà ká àwọn ìbéèrè 10 kan sílẹ̀ tó nílò ìdáhùn lórí ikú akọni ọ̀dọ́mọbìnrin ọ̀hún. Àwọn ìbéèrè náà ni pé ta ló wa ọkọ̀ tó fẹ̀yìn rìn kọlù olóògbé? Níbo ni ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà ti ṣẹlẹ̀? Níbo ni Arótilé ń lọ? Ó túmọ̀ sí pé ọkọ̀ tó ń fẹ̀yìn rìn ti kọjá rẹ̀. Ṣé Arótilé ń fẹsẹ̀ rìn lọ ni? Ṣé wọ́n dì í lójú ni? Kò ṣe rí mọ́tò tó ń fẹ̀yìn rìn bọ̀ kó sá fún un. Ṣé wọ́n di ẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀ méjèèjì lókùn ni òfin lè tètè sáré? Irú ìtọ́jú wo ni wọ́n fún un nílé ìwòsàn? Ta ló pé Arótilé jáde níbi tó ti ń sinmi lẹ́yìn àṣeyọrí aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ tó ní lórí àwọn agbésùmọ̀mí lófurufú? Èé ṣe tọ́rọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ológun òfurufú ilẹ̀ yìí ń tàsé tí kò jọra wọn tí wọ́n fi ń sọ oríṣiríṣi ìtàn níkọ̀ọ̀kan. Ó wá rọ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Muhammadu Buhari láti pàṣẹ ìwádìí tó tọ́ lórí ikú olóògbé náà kí wọ́n sì ṣíra róná lórí ètò ìsìnkú títí tí ìwádìí tó yẹ yóò fi parí lórí ẹ̀.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Ogushi náà bóyá bèrè bèrè.
ìròyìn yìí ó bani lọ́kàn jẹ́ torí oríṣiríṣi ìtàn àti ìròyìn tá à ń gbọ́ nípa ikú ọ̀dọ́mọbìnrin akọni ọ̀hún tó dolóògbé. ìbéèrè tí àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè ń béèrè òun náà ni wípé níbo ni ikú Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé níbo ló ti wọ́ wá, kí ló ṣokùnfà, irú èèyàn wo ni ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ yẹn gan, ṣé kò rí ọkọ̀ tó ń fẹ̀yìn rìn bọ̀ ni, àbí kí ni nǹkan gan tó ṣẹlẹ̀, àti pé kí ni ìdí tí iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun òfurufú ilẹ̀ yìí tí wọ́n fi ń kánjú láti tètè sin òkú ọ̀dọ́mọbìnrin ọ̀hún.
nǹkan tí màá sọ ni pé nǹkan tó pamọ́
ojú Ọlọ́run tó
kedere sọ́lọ́run
tó pamọ́ sáwọn ènìyàn kedere báyìí ló hàn sí Ọlọ́run. mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àṣegbé kan sí láyé, àṣepamọ́ ló wà. òótọ́ ọbẹ̀ ni pé nígbà tí mo jókòó tí mo farabalẹ̀ rò ikú Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé, ó dàbí ẹni pé kò ìtàn náà sọ fún wa pé ó ṣẹlẹ̀, ó dàbí ẹni pé kò bára wọn mu rárá. àmọ́ èrò tèmi ni torí tẹ bá nẹ́kẹ̀ wò dáadáa, tẹ bá wà nínú báràkì ológun à ń pè nǹkan ní speed limit, ó ní bó ṣe lè sáré mọ́, bó ni ọkọ̀ ó ṣe wà ní reverse
tí ó fi wá sáré
bí tí ó ti pààyàn tẹ́ni tí ó wà ní ìrìpọ́kàn.
kì í ṣe pé bóyá ẹsẹ̀ wa kán àbápá ṣèṣe tó wá fún mẹ́rin lọ.
orí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìbéèrè ló wà lọ́kàn mi tó wù mí láti bi àwọn Nigerian Air Force. ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ rọ ní àná yẹn náà ni ẹnìkan Yusuf ara àwọn sójà tó wá láti ìsàlẹ̀ ọ̀yá ń bíbáyìí láti south ń bíbáyìí ni wọ́n, ara àwọn tó dẹ̀ dá ń tọ́jú náà ni níjẹta ikú táwọn náà kú ikú tí ò ní ìtumọ̀ ni, ikú tí ó ṣe é dènà. àwọn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní orílẹ̀-èdè bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe ń kú, alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ lọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀mí ó ti wà political, ó lọ́wọ́ òṣèlú nù, kì í ṣe kú Ọlọ́run mọ́, kì í ṣe kú àtọ̀run wá mọ́.
kí la lè sọ pé Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé ṣe tán fi gẹ́mi rẹ̀ légbodò ní jíjẹ ayé ọmọbìnrin.
kí a ṣẹ́ni lórí kó má ṣe wá lórí nígbà tí ògo bá dẹ̀ dé,
kẹ́mi wọ́n má pin.
torí èmi náà rò pé ẹ dákun kí la lè pè ní ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ọmọ yìí, ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni pé ọmọ da ó mọ̀wé,
orí rẹ̀ pé
ó dẹ̀ ti
ọpọlọ rẹ̀ jí pépé,
ní ọmọ ọdún mẹ́rìnlélógún ó sì ní orúkọ tó dáa.
ẹlòmíì lásán gan kó fẹ́ rìnrìn àjò àti jókòó sínú bàálù yóò bà lẹ́rù ká tó wá sọ pé òní yóò wá
ọ̀dọ́mọbìnrin tó ń wà,
kì í ṣe pé ó ń wà nìkan, ó fi ń jagun fún orílẹ̀-èdè. ikú tó dẹ̀ kú kì í ṣe kú.
nígbà táwọn àtẹ̀yìn tá à ń sùn ní kọ̀rọ̀ yàrá wa.
nǹkan tó bojú sí yẹn lọ́kàn ni o.
kẹlẹ́dùmarè kó tu àwọn òbí Tolúlọpẹ́
kó tu orílẹ̀-èdè inú. mo mọ ẹnìkan dáadáa tó jẹ́ pé látìgbà ikú Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé yẹn àtijáde gan ni wọ́n lára ojoojúmọ́ náà sunkún pé báwo lèèyàn ṣe máa kú ikú báyìí, ẹni tó bá mọ ohun tó
bẹ́jà bá sọ lójú àmẹ́yẹ tó
láti rán ọmọbìnrin dé ilé-ìwé títí tó fi parí.
àwọn òbí Tolúlọpẹ́ nìkan ni wọ́n fi kó ẹ̀dá lóró.
wọ́n ti pé àsìkò láti máa jèrè ọmọ ọ̀hún, wọ́n á di pé ikú tó ṣe é dènà, kò sẹ́ni tí ò lè kú o, àmọ́ kì í ṣe ikú tí ò ní ìtumọ̀, ikú tó ṣe é dènà.
àbí ṣé ká sọ pé àsìkò ọlọ́jọ́ ti dé fún ṣáà pé kò sí pé èèyàn fọjọ́ ọlọ́jọ́ lọ, àwọn kan gbàgbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, ṣé ká sọ pé àkókò tí Ọlọ́run
gbàgbọ́ ẹni bá dé náà lọ́jọ́ ẹ̀ dé, ṣáà lè sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣá.
nǹkan tá a sọ náà nìyẹn, ọ̀gá mi máa sọ kankan.
torí pé wẹ́ẹ̀kan ò ní jábọ́ kọ́lẹ̀ ò má mọ̀ sí.
rárá ó dàbí ẹni pé bọ́lọ̀ ń ṣe fẹ́ náà nìyẹn. bọ́lọ̀ ń ṣe fẹ́ náà nìyẹn.
ṣé wọ́n ní àìláṣọ Ọlọ́run pàká tó àpérò fún ọmọ ìrìwò, ìwádìí fi hàn wípé àpapọ̀ iye àwọn èèyàn tó lárùn kòrónà lẹ́kùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù ilẹ̀ wa jẹ́ 17,744, eléyìí tó jẹ́ ìdá 50 nínú àpapọ̀ ìdá 100 àwọn èèyàn tí àkọọ́lẹ̀ sọ pé wọ́n ní àrùn ọ̀hún ní tìbútòrò orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà, eléyìí tí ń ṣe 35,454 níye. ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ ni pé ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù ilẹ̀ yìí ní àrùn kòrónà pọ̀ sí jùlọ lórílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà. gẹ́gẹ́ bí àjọ NCDC ṣe sọ, àpapọ̀ iye àwọn táwọn ọ̀hún mú àmọ́ tí ọlọ́run ti jẹ́ kí wọ́n ó gbádùn dáadáa lẹ́kùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù lẹ̀ yìí jẹ́ 4016 eléyìí tó jẹ́ ìdá mẹ́tàdínlọ́gbọ̀n nínú àpapọ̀ iye àwọn bíi 14,633 tára wọn ti yá jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè wa nàìjíríà táwọn tí àrùn kòrónà yìí sì ti rán lọ sí ọ̀run ọ̀sán gangan lẹ́kùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù yìí jẹ́ 249 nínú àpapọ̀ àwọn 772 tó kú jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè wa nàìjíríà eléyìí ti ń ṣe ìdá 22 àti díẹ̀ lẹ́kùn ìwọ̀ oòrùn gúúsù yìí ọ̀hún ìpínlẹ̀ èkó níye àwọn èèyàn tó lárùn yìí pọ̀ sí jùlọ lórílẹ̀-èdè wa nàìjíríà wà pẹ̀lú bí àpapọ̀ iye àwọn táwọn ọ̀hún mú jẹ́ 13,226 táwọn 1,958 sì ti gbádùn dáadáa bẹ́ẹ̀ 176 ní àpapọ̀ iye àwọn táwọn yìí ti gbẹ̀mí wọn nípínlẹ̀ èkó nìkan ṣoṣo ẹkùn south south ló tún tẹ̀lé pẹ̀lú bí iye àwọn tó lárùn ọ̀hún ṣe jẹ́ 5,200 eléyìí tó jẹ́ ìdá 15 nínú àpapọ̀ ìdá àwọn tó ti lárùn náà pẹ̀lú bí iye àwọn táwọn yìí ti pa lẹ́kùn náà ṣe jẹ́ 116 tí í ṣe ìdá 22 ẹkùn ìdìbò north central ló wà ní ìpele kẹta tí àwọn tó lárùn yìí sì jẹ́ 4,300 tí í ṣe ìdá 12 táwọn 1,500 sì ti gbádùn dáadáa pẹ̀lú bí òǹkà iye àwọn táwọn yìí ti pa ṣe jẹ́ 90 kọ́lọ́run elédùmarè gbà wá kó bá wa pinwọ́ àrùn àbádì yìí o àmọ́ ká má parọ́ tanra wa jẹ kébì àtẹ̀yìn ṣọ́ra wa gidigidi làmí ẹ̀ ká má sọ ara wa di àfọlọ́runṣọ́ tí ń fi okùn ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ gun ọ̀pẹ.
kò dín láwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí mẹ́rìnléláàádóje èèyàn 134 tí wọ́n tàn lẹ̀ sílùú Khartoum ti ṣe olúùlú ilẹ̀ Sudan nítorí ìtàjàkálẹ̀ àrùn COVID-19 tó bẹ́ sílẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n ti gúnlẹ̀ sórílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà ti ṣe ilẹ̀ bàbá wọn báyìí àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ yìí tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ nílé iṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa tó wà nílẹ̀ Sudan ló ṣàlàyé bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà tí wọ́n ń kéde ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀tun tílẹ̀ yìí gbé ọ̀hún lórí ìkànnì Twitter lánàá ọjọ́ àìkú iléeṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ yìí tó wà fọ́rọ̀ àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà nílẹ̀ òkèèrè ṣàlàyé pé àwọn èèyàn náà tí ogun àrùn COVID-19 lé wálé gúnlẹ̀ sí pápákọ̀ òfurufú Nnamdi Azikiwe nílùú Àbújá àtẹ̀jáde tí wọ́n fi síta ọ̀hún ṣàlàyé pé àwọn mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rinléláàádóje náà ni wọ́n ṣàyẹ̀wò fún tí wọ́n sì rí i pé kò sí àrùn coronavirus lára wọn kó tó di pé wọ́n gbéra kúrò nílùú Khartoum pẹ̀lú àfikún pé wọn yóò tún ṣàyẹ̀wò míì fún wọn lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí àti wípé gbogbo àwọn tó padà dé náà ni wọn yóò lọ fún ìyàsọ́tọ̀ fọ́jọ́ 14 níbàámu pẹ̀lú àwọn ìlànà àti òfin tí àjọ tó ń gbógun ti àti kápá àrùn COVID-19 fi lélẹ̀ tó fi wọ́n àjọ ojúlàlá kan fi ṣọ́rí lórí àrùn náà tí iléeṣẹ́ ààrẹ gbé kalẹ̀ ẹ̀wẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí tí wọ́n fẹ́ padà sílẹ̀ bàbá wọn ni wọ́n ń tàn lẹ̀ sílẹ̀ France àti sáwọn ilẹ̀ Europe míì tírètí sì wà pé wọn ò ní pẹ́ padà sílé láti Paris àtàwọn orílẹ̀-èdè míì náà èyí jẹ́ ara akitiyan àtàwọn àṣeyọrí tíjọba ilẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà ń ṣe láti kọ́ àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń finú fídọ̀ àti padà sílẹ̀ bàbá wọn wálé.
tó ẹ̀yin ará ilé ó ti kàn yín o ṣé ìgbàgbé ojú òpó eléyìí tí ẹ fi máa ń bá wa dá sí ètò yìí 08055009850 ẹ̀ló ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o.
ẹ mọ̀ káàárọ̀ o.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sá o.
ẹ káàárọ̀ o.
yes sir.
a kú iṣẹ́ látàárọ̀ kò ní rẹ̀ yín o.
àmín o.
imam.
ẹ ṣeun.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí Mr. Michael Kúnṣí náà. ọlọ́run tẹ̀lé fún àlùbáríkà o.
àmín o.
mo kò táwọn oníròyìn wa náà lágbára ọlọ́run kò ní rẹ̀ yín.
àmín.
imam lórí ìfàrùmẹ́ láti mú iṣẹ́ ní gbogbo mọ̀ṣọ́ ni.
ẹ ṣeun gan adúpẹ́.
ẹ lákọ̀ ọmọ sólú lọ pẹ̀ yẹn nínú mo fẹ́ dá sí ó jẹ́ ìbànújẹ́ fún wa lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí pé àmọ̀tá nígbà àwọn ọmọ tọ́lọ̀ fi lò wá nínú lórílẹ̀‐èdè tuntun báyìí. ọlọ́ọ̀bá yóò kẹ́lẹ́ rú àwọn òbí ẹ̀ lójú.
àmín o.
ẹ wá wo àwọn ìjọba wa irú rìfáàsì wo nìyẹn lè máa fi nínú báràkì tí ó fi wá ní láti pa ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tí wọ́n bá wa wádìí rẹ̀ dáadáa o. ẹ wo ní Kwara sí tẹ́ ẹ bá lọ kàwó tẹ́ ẹ bá kà wọ́n sọ́jà ó ní wéré fẹ́ẹ́fẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ sáré dípò pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́ yìí kankan ṣẹlẹ̀ náà ó lẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ síbò kọ́ lọ́dọ̀ wọn. káwá péyàn wá rí pàṣẹ náà báràkì wọ́n wá fìrè fáàkì pa ọmọ ọlọ́mọ àti wọ́n bá ní wádìí ẹ̀ dáadáa o.
tọ́ ẹ ṣe ìmáàmù.
ọlọ́ọ̀bá kò ní jẹ́ wọ́n pa àwọn ọmọ wa mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́.
àmín ẹ ṣe ìmáàmù. 08055009850 òun náà ni nọ́mbà tí àwọn èèyàn fi ń tẹ̀ wá láago.
ìpè mí wọlé.
ẹ ló ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o.
ẹ káàárọ̀.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sá o.
ẹ kú ojúmọ́
ẹ ṣeun adúpẹ́ Kazeem.
Kazeem ló sọ̀rọ̀.
ẹ ṣe.
láti Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ ẹ ṣe. èwo lẹ fẹ́ bá wa dá sí.
wàhálà tí ohun tí ọmọ rẹ̀ lè ní rẹ́ dá sí.
ẹ ṣáà.
ẹ ṣeun ẹ jẹ́ àwọ̀.
ohun tí ọmọ rẹ̀ níwọ̀n tí ó jẹ́ odidi alága ẹgbẹ́ ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tó rí local government jẹ́ yanjú lójú bóòlù tètè yanjú tí ọwọ́ kò lálága tí ọwọ́ ní ọgbà odidi tètè rẹ̀ ẹ dákun pé ó lè pọ́sibú láfojúsùn tèmi bí ìgbà tó kọ̀ mọ́ tí ń fi ẹni kò ní bàjẹ́.
ẹ ṣeun ọ̀gbẹ́ni Kazeem. 08055009850. hello.
hello.
ẹ káàárọ̀ ma yes ma. ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o. ẹ ṣeun o ya Monsura.
kí Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn Michael Ogunṣínà.
ẹ káàárọ̀ ìyá wa.
àṣìrọ́wọ́ yín tẹ́lẹ̀ náà.
ẹ rà nù ọlọ́ngbà.
àmín o.
kí ọmọ yẹn náà lèmi náà fẹ́ dá sí.
gẹ́gẹ́ bí abiyamọ.
gbogbo abiyamọ ayé àní fojú fún.
àmín.
àmín o.
gbà tí ìjọba bá jiná wọn ò ní tẹ ọmọ wa láwa lójú.
àmín o.
àní dáàmú lórí àwọn wa. àwọn tí ò ṣiṣẹ́ kò ní bá wa jẹ́ṣẹ́ wa.
àmín.
Ọlọ́run kó ṣàánú abiyamọ àti tó dábàá ń jèrè ọlọ́mọdé kọ́ ọmọ wa kó fi wá káyé lọ.
àmín àmín.
ó bà mí nínú jẹ́ ó bà mí.
gbogbo èèyàn náà ni ó domi tútù sí lọ́kàn ya Monsura.
Ọlọ́run ṣàánú wa.
àmín
àní ṣòfò ọmọ o.
àmín nínú ọmọ òní jẹ́ nìkankan wa o. 08055009850 òun náà ni nọ́mbà tí àwọn èèyàn fi ń tẹ̀ wá láago. bákan náà ni à ń dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ wá lórí ẹ̀rọ Facebook à ń rọ́wọ́ yín o ẹ ṣeun. hello.
ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin ọ̀rẹ́ o.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sá o.
ọ̀gbẹ́ni George.
George láti ní wúrẹ́ ní.
a fẹ́ràn
láti ní wúrẹ́ ní o.
ẹ ṣeun
adúpẹ́. ilé ìgbẹ́ láti di pé kí ìjọba bí a ti wádìí ọmọ tí ó kú dáadáa o. àwọn àbí èyí ti wá wà fáráàkì lọ́kọ̀ wa ni kọ̀kọ́ yìí bá ti sọ láti àwọn máa ti bọ́ọ̀bù wọ́pọ̀ àti ọmọ àgbàpá gan tó kọ́ fi dá máa ti jẹ́jẹ́jẹ́ tẹ wá ní wọ́n di fàájì wọ́n pa ọmọ ológun tẹ wá kó òkú tẹ wá ti bọ́ mi ẹ̀yà wọ́n yà wọ́n yìí dáadáa ni o a ní kúkú ya o ọmọ wo ní kúkú ya o.
àmín ẹ ṣeun.
ẹ ṣeun.
ọ̀rọ̀ Tolú lọ pé ó dàbí nǹkan lọ́kàn àwọn èèyàn ẹ ló ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o.
kò sábẹ́ ọmọ sára níta ẹ káàárọ̀ sá o yẹ sá.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sá ọpọlọ yóò ní dàrú o.
àmín o.
àti gbogbo àwọn olóòtú àti Michael Ogunṣínà ọlọ́run akọ ìmọ̀ sí ọ̀gbẹ́ni ẹ̀sìn Afọlábí láti àdúrà wáyé.
ẹ ṣeun ẹ ṣeun bàbá wa kápẹ́ o.
ọ̀rọ̀ Tolú lọ pé arótilẹ̀ yẹn orílẹ̀-èdè ọ̀rọ̀ wa gbà fúra gidi gan o ó dẹ̀ ní ìjàdúrà ẹ tó bá mọ Nàìjíríà yà fọ́ gbé dáadáa ní Kaduna ibẹ̀ làwa gbé tí ẹ bá ń lọ lásán tí èèyàn ń wa mọ́tò lọ tó fẹ́ ta ọmọ tí ń rápò yóò bá mọ́tò yẹn dépòdépò wípé odidi combat pilot officer jáfáfá ọkọ̀ wàá rí báàgì yóò pa nà láì dìda irọ́ ńláńlá ni bí ẹ bá ń lọ nínú ẹsẹ̀ gan lásán ìbẹ̀rù lẹ́ẹ̀ máa bèrè lọ ní Nàìjíríà yà fọ́ gbé ní Kaduna ìbẹ̀rù gidigidi ni dépòdépò sọkọ̀ fún rìbáàsì wọ́n jẹun tọ̀hún lójú ni irọ́ ti tẹ̀yìn àlọ́mọ tí ń rákò yóò bá mọ́tò tó rìbáàsì níbẹ̀.
níbi tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ sáré dé.
yes irọ́ ni o irọ́ ńláńlá ni ìwádìí yẹn kó kún gidigidi gan ni èmi nìyẹn lórí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ṣe ń lọ lásìkò bàbá wa Buhari ọ̀rọ̀ wa mà ní ìjàgbá Nàìjíríà gidi gan gbogbo nǹkan ló máa mẹ́hẹ́ jojúmọ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ká kó gbàdúrà gidi ni o ẹ̀sìn àwọn ológun tó kú ní Katsina sí ọmọ ológun tó kú ní Katsina wọ́n ń parọ́ pé mẹ́ta ni Ọlọ́run ọba dànù wa o.
àmín àmín ẹ kú àròkàn.
ẹ ṣeun bàbá wa.
hello ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o.
hello ẹ káàárọ̀ ma.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sà.
ràánù mi lábẹ́sùmọ̀.
ẹ ṣeun.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mà. nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọbìnrin náà lèmi náà fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa.
à ń gbọ́ yín à ń gbọ́ yín.
kí ló dé bẹ́ẹ̀ pé lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa yìí ní ìgbésí àwọn èèyàn tó dé bẹ́ẹ̀ pé rọ́là ń pa ọmọ tó kí ní ọmọ ológun lẹ́yìn wá bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ọkọ̀ ń rí báàgì irọ́ kí là ń pa fúnra lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí irú ọmọ yìí ni wọ́n ti pa gbé àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí rẹ̀ jẹ́ ní ìdí irú ìṣòwò wọn fẹ́ wà ìgbà wọn fẹ́ bí ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ìgbà wọn fẹ́ bí ọmọ ológun bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìwé tó yẹ tó ní gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ àwọn onípò tó jẹ́ àwọn onípò ọmọ wọn mélòó ní forí nígbà tí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí. Ìpínlẹ̀ tó ń sọ pé gbogbo nǹkan lórí àwọn ọmọ parọ́ ọmọkùnrin ìfàdì láìdé pé wọ́n gbìyàn mọ́lẹ̀ lórí ibi tó wà àti òrí náà rí ni wọ́kọ̀ yìí sí ni tó wájú lọ́kọ̀ sí ni.
Tọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń béèrè làwọn náà ń béèrè.
Àwọn owó wa ń parọ́ gbogbo wọn náà wá wà lórí ìtòlí ẹ̀ wá ń parọ́ ẹ̀ ń parọ́ ọmọbìnrin kí ni ariwo rẹ̀ tí wọ́n wá ń pa jírí ẹ̀ wá ń ariwo rẹ̀ jẹ́ ń pa níjì tí wọ́n pèsè ọmọbìnrin kan tó kọ́kọ́ gun ẹ̀ pílẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ kí wọ́n ní ti mọ̀mọ́ báyìí.
Ṣọ́jì ni ẹ ṣeun bàbá wa.
ẹ ṣe o adúpẹ́ o.
ẹ yẹ kí a gba ìpè kan sí i kó tó di pé a ó máa tàtàkùnsẹ̀ lórí ìròyìn ilé tí ọ̀fẹ́ fún tààrọ̀ yìí ẹ ló ẹ kó ojúmọ́ o.
ẹ máa káàárọ̀.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sá o.
ọkùnrin tí kò ní bàjẹ́ wọn.
àmì o.
wòlíì ọlárẹ̀mí láti lébòlù lọ sọ.
ẹ ṣeun.
ibo lẹ lébòlù wà.
oríta mẹ́rin eré à.
ẹ ṣe.
olùwà ṣe.
nìbàdàn.
ẹ̀rí ní òní mọ́ọ̀tì láti sọ nípa tó ọmọ yìí. ẹbí tẹ́nìkan sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé táwọn obìnrin ó fi bí wọ́n fọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ lọ́n lọ́kàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bá ní wọ́n ṣe ìwádìí ẹ̀ lọ́tún lọ́sì irọ́ náà la máa bá ń bẹ̀. wọ́n sọ ní mọ̀mọ́ ni pé onídàájọ́ ayé ń bẹ tí kì í ṣègbè rárá ó máa ṣèdájọ́ bó ṣe ó dàbọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀ mọ́tò.
ẹ ṣeun wòlíì tọ́ jẹ́ ká gba eléyìí ó dà pé ìpè kan ó tún fẹ́ rápálá wọlé ká gbà ó sì wọ́ ẹ ló ẹ kó ojúmọ́ o. a sì ti gbé o. ẹ ló ẹ kó ojúmọ́ o.
Hello, ẹ káàárọ̀.
ẹ káàárọ̀ máa ń.
orúkọ mi rí àfin Àjàyí láti Olúyọ̀lé òkè ọ̀pá.
ẹ ṣe máa.
lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ pé arótilé yẹn a ò ní ìjọba kankan lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa kò sì yẹ kí nǹkan kan máa wá láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjẹ́bú tẹ̀. ọ̀rẹ́ tó pa mọ́tò fi pa ṣé wọn ò mọ onítọ̀ ni.
wọ́n tiẹ̀ ti fa lọ́lọ́pàá lọ́wọ́.
wọ́n ti rí ẹni yẹn.
ilé ẹ̀jẹ̀ ọmọ kékeré torí náà àwọn ìjọba wa níjọba lórílẹ̀‐èdè kọ́lọ́hún kò gba àkóso gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n wulẹ̀ ń wádìí yẹn ká ké kérò ọ̀gbìn àtẹ̀rí ká ké sí ìpéjọpọ̀ àwọn wòlíì wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ gbàdúrà àjọ kan kọ́ wọn hàn sí pé àwọn yìí ìdájọ́ kan káàkiri yẹn kò yẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ láti lè lọ sí ọmọ yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀.
arábìnrin Àjàyí
lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa
àmọ́ pé ara bí ọmọ ló ta yín.
ká gbàdúrà ìgbésẹ̀ ìṣẹ́jú márùn-ún ti tó gbogbo ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ náà bá fara pamọ́ sí ọ̀rọ̀ gbàgbẹ́ kọjá.
ẹ ṣeun ìyá wa kò sí ẹni tí yóò bí ọmọ tí yóò gbọ́ ìròyìn irúfẹ́ ewu Tolúlọpẹ́ tí kò ní mú mi lójú rẹ̀ Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè yóò bá wa ṣe mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò sì fi ọ̀run yóò wá fi ọ̀run kẹ́ Tolúlọpẹ́ ju bí ó ṣe kẹ́ nílé ayé lọ tí òun adúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ gbogbo ẹ̀rọ tí ẹ ti pè wá sí orí ètò ìletò ọ̀fẹ́ fún ti àárọ̀ yìí Imam Nureni Sàrùmí láti Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Kazeem láti ìlú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ ìyá Mọ̀súrá láti oríta náírà nílùú Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ ẹ ṣé gan ni ọ̀gbẹ́ni George láti Eléwéran ẹ ṣé pọ̀ gbáà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Afọlábí láti Àdó Àwáyè tó fi mọ́ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rahim láti Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ wòlíì Ọlárẹ̀mí láti oríta mẹ́rin Elébòlò tó fi mọ́ arábìnrin Àjàyí láti Olúyọ̀lé òkè ọ̀fà gbogbo yín pátápátá òun náà ni àdúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ ṣé o ẹ kú ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè kò ní pa iná ìfẹ́ tí ń bẹ láàrin àwa àti yín bákan náà ni àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n wà nídìí ẹ̀rọ alátagbà àti ẹ̀rọ amúnáwá tí ó fi mọ́ àwọn tó wà ní orí ẹ̀rọ Facebook ẹ ṣeun o ẹ̀yin tòkè Ògùn àti ti Ajílété ẹ ṣé pọ̀ gbà á ní pàdé ayọ̀ tó bá di ní ọ̀la ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yin pàdé yín tòótọ́ Fúnkẹ́ Táíwò Ọláoyè ló ń gbàládùra pé òní tí í ṣe ọjọ́ Ajé á rí ojú rere àti àánú ọlọ́run gbà. Ọgbẹ́ni Michael Ogunṣínà.
ẹ ṣeun ẹ kú àtúntò náà.
kí gbogbo wa àwa tí olóṣè fans club online àti offline pátápátá la kí o ẹ kú fẹ́ o báyọ̀ lágbára ọlọ́run.
gbogbo ẹ̀yin alátìlẹyìn wa àdúrà mi náà ni wípé àjọṣepọ̀ wa kò ní bàjẹ́ ibi tá a ti ń wúra wa èṣù sì ní babẹ̀ jẹ́ títí ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ lágbára ọlọ́run ọba òun náà ni èmi Tinúadé Àtọ́yọ̀ sóyè ń dágbére pé eré ayọ̀ àti àlàáfíà ní ká tún fi pàdé ó dàbọ̀.
ará ìlú kí lè fẹ́ máa gbọ́ Elétí Ọ̀fẹ́. 96.5 FM Oluyole 96.5 FM.
Peppermint soft babies are complete. Peppermint dry babies don't cry. It's economic, that's fantastic.
Dermatologically tested Rebel Baby Diapers makes babies happy with elastic side bands, breathable external layers, Maria to help prevent leakage, and makes families happy with its affordable price.
Good price, more smiles. Peppermint, more smiles. Good price, more smiles. Baby smiles, mommy smiles.
Inú mi o.
ṣé ọ̀nà fún àyà tàbí inú rẹ̀ ń gbóná ni inú rẹ̀ ń dàrú Andrews liver salt ń gbógun ti inú kíkún àti àyà títa ní wàrà ń ṣẹ̀ṣà tí àyípadà kò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
ó máa jẹ́ kí ilé rẹ̀ máa kàn bá gbogbo ẹbí kí gbogbo àyíká máa dọ́gbẹ̀rẹ̀ ni o láti inú yàrá ìdáná lórí àwọn ìtẹ́lẹ̀ sínkì àtàwọn nǹkan mìíràn yẹ kí ó yá.
òun lẹ ti gbọ́ yẹn o kì í ṣaṣọ funfun nìkan la lára àgbẹ̀yìdá jíìkì ń fọ̀ ẹ̀ tún lè lò ó láti fọ ohunkóhun tàbí ibikíbi láti fọ ìdọ̀tíkídọ̀tí nílé yín jíìkì á pa ìdá 99% ìyẹn 99% nínú àwọn kòkòrò àrùn tó ń fa àìsàn tó máa ń wà láwọn ibi tó bá ṣí sílẹ̀ ó yá tètè lọ ra tìyẹ báyìí.
bàbá Oluyole FM mo ní bàbá wọn ó ní bàbá lágbo dèdè wọn wọn kàn ń bọ yàjà ní ṣòro lónìí sẹ́rẹ́ àwa níwájú wọn ń tẹ̀lé wa láàfin èdè láàfin ọ̀rọ̀ láàfin àṣà láàfin ibi tí a ti ń mú ìlú dùn àṣetò òkun àgbọ̀n gbẹ̀kalẹ̀ kálukú ju tiẹ̀ lọ Oluyole FM 98.5 gẹ́rẹ́ o làbẹ̀ ń wọ́tọ̀kọ rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn gẹ́rẹ́ gẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀yin yòókù ẹ̀ máa tẹ̀lé wa gẹ́rẹ́.
Oluyole FM 98.5 máa kó wọn jẹ̀ nsó.
Oluyole FM onjalala onja tòòròtò Oluyole FM ó kilẹ̀ létí Oluyole FM ó báradọ́gba kìíní sí bí ọmọ àwélé ó já gàràgà ní fara olùkọ́yìn tètò tó ń retí ròyìn ní yùngbà yùngbà ajídára bí ìṣù ẹ̀lú fíkà fábẹ́lá tẹ̀ 98.5 FM ìkòkò ọbẹ̀ fún gbogbo ẹlẹgbẹ́ tó kù máa gbọ́ lọ. Oluyole FM onjalala onja tòòròtò Oluyole